Hello everybody, good afternoon and welcome to the United Stand. It doesn't feel that long ago that we were live watching Manchester United play against Atletico Madrid, and we're going to be live again in an hour. Well, we're live now, but we're going to be seeing Manchester United play again in an hour at 3 o'clock. There's some quite interesting team news coming out. I'm going to jump straight into that. I hope everybody's doing well, by the way, as ever, but typically we're getting little bits. Apparently Maguire and Sancho are not playing. Pogba, Fred, Bruno, midfield again. Matic is starting, Elanga is starting, and Lingard is starting. So presumably Sancho is not playing for Lingard. Elanga is not. Sorry, Sancho is not playing for Lingard. Elanga is playing for Rashford, and Lindelof is probably playing next to Varane. So Lingard, Matic, and Elanga start. Oh no, Matic might be playing at centre back then. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. Because if Fred's playing, are we playing a midfield four? I don't know. No, maybe Matic is playing centre. I don't know. We'll have to wait for the official team news to come out here because I'm a little bit confused as to what we're doing here. How can we be playing Matic, Fred, Pogba, and Bruno, and Elanga, and Rashford, and Lingard? So one of them's got to be maybe Lindelof's playing at right back. It doesn't make sense unless it's a 4-2-2-2. I don't understand it. I mean, we'll digest it as it comes in, I suppose. Yeah, that's interesting. Talk about digestion. Just before the team news comes in, we're doing a Saturday night takeaway giveaway. If you're not aware what this is, I did it on That's Football a month ago. Basically, the link in the description is to my Instagram page. You'll see me pointing at the screen like that. All you've got to do is like the post, follow me on Instagram, and put in the comments your ideal Saturday night takeaway. I will look during the second half. I will pick one out, and then I will send you a message and send you a voucher to get it for tonight, because I'm having an Indian tonight. I'm having an Indian takeaway. I'm having a butter chicken, garlic naan, pilau rice, some chicken pakora, some onion bhaji, what's them crispy crisps things they've got, not the naan bread, poppadoms. So yes, links in the chat. Give me a follow on Instagram and get in the reply of my recent recent post with your ideal takeaway. Right, this team news is going to be very interesting, and we're going to have to digest that. It's out. So it's De Gea, Lindelof, Pogba, Bruno. I love it how they do it by numbers, you bloody dickheads. Just give us the bloody team. So it's, oh God, I've got to work this out myself. Yeah, Maguire's not playing. Neither Shaw. I'm just trying to see if we've got a right back. Okay, I've got the team now. Matic isn't starting. Oh, no, Matic is starting. What? Ronaldo's not playing. Yes, he is. Fucking can't put the team in bloody team order and not number order. So De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Lindelof, Shaw. No, Lingard's not starting. That's the one that's thrown me. Lingard is on the bench. Okay, I get it now. So we're not playing Lingard. That was the one. So basically, we are playing a back four of Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Varane, and Telles. We're playing Fred and Matic with Bruno. I imagine Pogba will play on the left with Elanga on the right, and Ronaldo. It's a good team. I quite like that team. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that team. Yeah, I'm quite happy with it. Maguire and Shaw dropped. And I suppose Sancho as well. Sancho on the bench as well. It's interesting. I'm going to go straight to the chat and see what people are saying about that. But it's taken me and Drawty a bit of time to figure out what's going on here. I don't think it's necessarily a diamond. I'd say Pogba or Bruno will have license to play off the left-hand side. I don't think he will play a diamond. I think that would be a really odd thing to do when we've only had 2 days between Atletico Madrid and today, and we've been playing with a holding midfielder for a long time. So I don't think we're playing a diamond. I personally think we're going to play De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka right back, Lindelof and Varane and Telles, which I think is a decent back five. I think Matic will hold. I think Fred will be box to box, either Bruno or Pogba, probably Bruno, Pogba to the left, Elanga to the right, and Ronaldo through the middle. And I quite like that team. And I do quite like that team. I mean, whether it's got any long... yeah, exactly what we've got on the screen there. Quick work by Drawty. I agree. I think that's how we'll line up. I don't think we'll see a formation change, because why would we? Why would we change the formation? It doesn't make any sense. A few people saying, where's Sancho? I mean, yeah, I suppose that's the thing, isn't it? I think if Sancho was starting... If Sancho was starting, you'd probably go, oh, good old Ranić, he's dropped Shaw, he's dropped Maguire, and he's dropped Rashford, and they needed dropping. But we know Sancho doesn't deserve to be dropped. So I think it's going to be badged up as rotation, which is a bit of a shame, I suppose. But having said that, it's still those people not playing. Mike Unsworth loves for the team, which is great. I'm finding it hard to have any attention on my team and my life when there is such destruction going on in Ukraine, says Joel. Yeah, but you know what, Joel? What's going on in Ukraine is not very nice, but you cannot just sit there looking at the news 24/7 at something that's going on that's not very nice. You know, there has to be joy in your life. There has to be not a distraction, but there has to be. That's the whole point of life. That's what people in Ukraine are fighting for. They're fighting for their lives and their freedom that we, at this moment in time, have the opportunity to enjoy. You cannot just spend your life watching other people's misery. You know, you've got to live your life. And, you know, if it's escapism, whatever people want to call it, I don't think people are unaware of what's going on. And there's misery all around the world all the time as well. So, you know, I wouldn't let it drag you down into a depression if you can help it. Hi, Mark. If someone asks you on the street for your name, do you say Mark or your real name, says Job? I mean, an irrelevant question, but they can call me what they like. I mean, sometimes they don't even call me by either name. Sometimes they use the C word. So, you know, it's, you know, I get called all sorts of things. Who's captain then, Bruno or Ronaldo? Good question. Bruno is the captain. So, yeah. It's probably that, but I would expect I'd expect Manchester United to win this game. I'm just going to give you the Watford team as well, which, to be honest with you, is rather irrelevant because they're not. Have they not got a Twitter account? Watford. You type in. You know, some clubs are like this. You type in Watford and you get Watford women. Watford Football Club. Here it is. Sorry, it's because they've only got 860,000 followers. United Stand's got more followers than them on Twitter. Sorry, Watford. That's getting clipped if we lose. Shit. I wish I hadn't said that. Okay, so the lineup for Watford. I'm not really laughing at you, Watford. It's because you've got you normally have a red deer on your thing and it's white at the moment. So Watford have got the cycling goalkeeper in goal, Ben Foster, Nkakia, Loser, King, Cleverly, Kamara, Cathcart, Sissoko, Samir, Sarr, and Dennis. So their front three is what we need to watch out for. Dennis, Sarr, and King. They're quite mobile, but then again, we don't need to worry about that. I mean, we don't need to worry about that. We haven't got Harry Maguire playing today. So yeah, interesting indeed. No Harry Maguire, no Luke Shaw, no Marcus Rashford. So no excuses, actually. You know what? I don't want to see any excuses. I don't want to see excuses about, you know, I love the lineup, says Mashuk. And could it be a diamond, says Daniel? I don't think so, Daniel. It doesn't make sense to play a diamond, does it, really? Why would you change your formation style when you've only had a day's training, really? We played Wednesday night. We didn't train Thursday. We trained yesterday. Why would you change your formation for such a big game? He might do, but I wouldn't have thought so. I wouldn't have thought so, Nathan. Hi, Mark. My prayers with everyone in Ukraine tonight. Very sad news, says Mark Friedman. And could it be a diamond from Daniel Clerk? And welcome to the Members Club, Nathan Davis. Thanks for joining the Members Club and supporting the channel. You can do that by clicking the join button if you want to. Michael Fetty says, here was an easy presser question. Are certain players starting based on something other than performance because they aren't playing well? Journalists are scared, says Michael Fetty. You wouldn't be allowed to... You wouldn't be allowed to ask that question in a United press conference. I know that for a fact. You know, it's not a free-for-all. I'm sorry, I've got a bit of a... Back of my nose is just like... Sorry, that's a bit better. I just like... I don't know what's going on there. Swap Aaron Wan-Bissaka for Delo, bring Sancho on and switch him and Pogba for our strongest 11, says Mike Edwards. I wouldn't get too excited about Maguire being on the bench. He might be resting, says Electra. Oh, yeah, 100%. 100% he's going to be back in the next game. For Manchester United, absolutely no doubt about that. I think, as I said, you can call it a dropping. I always do call it a dropping because you're not playing, but ultimately Sancho would normally play as well. So it's rotation, it's rest, it's whatever you want to call it. And also remember, one of the big things that I've said this week is this is our third game in 6 days. Leeds was a very big game, and this is our third game in 6 days. And there's only I think Lindelof started all 3 games. Ronaldo started all 3 games. Pogba started all 3 games. Bruno started all 3 games. De Gea's obviously started all 3 games. So there's only half the team that started in all 3 games. I mean, I'm sure Maguire would want to start. There's no reason why Maguire wouldn't play unless he's carrying an injury. He is on the bench with Henderson, Dalot, Jones, Maguire, Shaw, Lingard, Mata, Rashford and Sancho. The good thing about the bench for a change is that actually I quite like the starting lineup, and there is relatively good options in the attack on the bench. I mean, Rashford and Sancho off the bench, if it's not going well, are pretty good. So yeah, yeah, it's very, very interesting. Pretty interesting, definitely. What do we got? What do we got? So let's have a quick look. Roy Hodgson has got a decent record at Old Trafford, Mark, just for you, just so you know. This is Michael Southcombe. I wouldn't get excited about it. Okay, we've done that one. Rather than focus on Arsenal, we should focus on our performance. If one of the top 3 win Champions League, 5th will get the Champions League. So come on, United. No, they won't, Mashuk. Why do people think that? That's never been the case. If the team in the top 4 wins the Champions League, 5th place doesn't get it. It's this sort of propaganda lie that causes people to fall into a false sense of security. If Chelsea won the Champions League last year, 5th place didn't get Champions League. So that doesn't work. Rather than focus on Arsenal, we should focus on that one. Hi, Mark. Happy with the side. No excuses today, says Mikel Roach. Yeah, I agree. No youth on the bench is disappointing. Also, very limited midfield options. Mata or Lingard's all we've got, says Joshua Bowater. The only leak I was a little bit worried about was that somebody said Lingard was going to start, and I'm actually glad he's not starting because I thought he was appalling against Leeds, and I wouldn't have started him today. So I'm glad he's not starting. I'm sad to see that Sancho's dropped for Pogba. Brand FC, says Mo. I don't think that's the case. I think it's rotation, isn't it? It clearly is rotation that's happened there. I'm very happy with that team. I think the Watford have got a fantastic away record. This was something that surprised me in the preview. Fantastic away records. They've hardly conceded any goals away from home this season. I think they'd be 7th in the league for goals conceded, so they're going to be a threat. But thanks for all the content, says James Bellow. Thank you very much for the super chat, James. We only get 5 places if team out of top 4 wins it, as says Andrew. Yes, yeah. So if United win the Champions League and we finish 5th, the top 4 still get the Champions League, but you don't get an extra place if the top 4 win the Champions League. It would be the ultimate irony if Arsenal finish 4th and we win the Champions League. Unlikely, but we can dream. And maybe that's why Sancho's on the bench, because he did say in an interview that he thinks United can win the Champions League, and maybe Rangnick's gone, "You're full of crap, mate. You're on the bench for that." I'm joking. But of course, I don't believe we can win the Champions League. I'd love us to win the Champions League. It's a great thing if you've never witnessed it, but I don't think talking about winning the Champions League is a good idea. Let's just focus on getting through to the next round first. Is it back to the 4-2-2 and Elanga and Ronaldo up front? Could be true after the reports that Ronaldo wants a strike partner, says Damon. Well, there's a chance, Damon. I would say I'd be very surprised if we're not playing a 4-3-3, but we'll see. I think people think, because Pogba and Bruno are playing and Fred and Matic are playing, we might be playing with a midfield 4, but we know Pogba can play off the left-hand side. So I don't necessarily think that will. I think Pogba will play off the left. I'm expecting a big performance from Pogba today, says Electro Dan. Well, he won't be. He won't. I expect us to do better today because Fred and Matic will obviously provide more defensive support, and Pogba will have the freedom if he's playing off the left. I hope we see some good chance creation for Ronaldo from Pogba, says Akalesh. The big thing we need to do is long live Sir Alex, says Andrew Hurley. Here to that. The big thing that we need to do is get some crosses into the box, and he's not been spoken about yet. And I do just want to take a minute or two to talk about him. Alex Tellez, anybody? I think he's a really interesting proposition. I did a video on it a couple of weeks ago about how the Tellez against Shaw dynamic is actually quite surprising, that Shaw has actually been better going forward and Tellez has been better defensively this season. However, the big thing that really struck home to me was that Tellez is putting as many crosses into the box as accurately as Shaw is. Yet Shaw's got 5 assists this season and Telles has got none. So, at some point, I think Telles has been unlucky. He's putting in the same quality cross that Luke Shaw is. He's getting no assists. So, look, hopefully today we can see some good crosses going into the box because, we don't create enough chances for our number 9, whether it's Cavani, Ronaldo, Anthony Martial, Mason Greenwood, Marcus Rashford. I'm talking about the last 2 years. No way Greenwood's playing at the moment, obviously, but we need to create better chances for our wingers and for our number 9. I don't know whether Pogba's the sort of guy to put the crosses into the box. He's certainly the sort of guy who can get the ball to Ronaldo in the box. He did it against Leeds. So let's see. What do you think is the thought process behind Ollie and now Ralph deciding to play Pogba on the wing rather than utilising him in the midfield, says Sujith. I think it's a failure on the coach. Depends what you think about Paul Pogba. I mean, I think Pogba fans will just be happy that he's playing in a more advanced position. For me, Paul Pogba's not a left winger. I think if you've got Paul Pogba in the wing, the problem Man United has got really is that you should pick Pogba or Bruno. Because I think when you play Pogba and Bruno in a midfield 3, you do get overrun. And Ollie was aware of this. And that's why he played McFred and put Pogba on the wing. He shoehorned Pogba into the team because he wanted to pick Bruno as well. And he couldn't drop McTominay and Fred. I don't know if you play, you pick the best CDM in the world, whether that's Kimmich, Fabinho, Rodri, whoever you think is the best CDM in the world. Do you still think that Fabinho with Pogba and Bruno would work? I still think Fabinho would get pissed off with Pogba and Bruno not necessarily being as defensively disciplined as he needs. I think a modern midfield 3 needs a holding midfielder, a box-to-box midfielder, and a more advanced midfielder. And I think Pogba's is a better, more advanced midfielder, and so is Bruno. So, but you could put Bruno on the right and put Elanga on the left. I wouldn't be opposed to that. Finally, Ranić has dropped the crap. I really hope this team shows up. People who have been dropped, says Sam Lawson. Sup, Mark? Good to see you. Let's go United. We need points. Also, Scousers are bums, says Pat Butterpants. And thanks, Mark, for clearing up the misconceptions. Love your work. By the way, did you see Pogba was going off after being subbed in Madrid? Mashuk. No, I didn't. And what do we need? What we need is a proper seed. I mean, do you mean like he wasn't happy to be subbed? Probably wasn't happy to be subbed. What we need is a proper CDM so both Pogba and Bruno can play advanced. All of a sudden, we are really good team, says Butter Pants. Well, I'll tell you what I'm really happy about, and I'm actually going to tweet it. So happy Lindelof is starting. I'm so happy that Lindelof is starting because I think that he's so at centre-back as well. He's been so good recently at United. And I think it's fantastic that Ranić has rewarded that. Because, I think we did, we don't want to talk about Ollie, but he's the last manager. And when Ollie was in charge, we did used to refer to Mourinho. It's a natural thing. But Ollie didn't always reward good performances. Time and time again, we saw Eric Bailly come in and play and did really well, and then he'd get dropped again so that he could pick Maguire and Lindelof. And I think, he would have done that with Maguire and Varane if he was still in charge. So the reality is Maguire should be starting today. We expected that because Maguire's a player that never gets rested. He never gets rested. He plays all the time. So it's encouraging to see that Ranić has rewarded Lindelof's great performances today with a start at centre-back with Varane and rested Maguire. So I'm really encouraged by that. And I think Lindelof totally deserves it. So well done to him. I also think Alex, I'm a massive fan of Luke Shaw, but I also, my eyes are open to the fact that, Alex Telles does deserve a start. What we need is a proper CDM so both Pogba and Bruno can play advanced. All of a sudden, we are a really good team. Yeah, well, that's never going to happen, is it, Butterpants? Because by the time we buy a CDM, Paul Pogba will have left. I like Pogba off the left, says Sean Turner. He's a lot better than Rashford, and I'd rather Bruno in the middle than Pogba, so I'm happy with the lineup, and I like the rotation. Yeah, remember 3 games in 6 days. We did need to rotate anyway. Even if this is only rotation, that's progress. Not running 12 players into the ground is improvement, says Brandon. Yeah, and I was sort of talking about that, Brandon. We would not have got this level of rotation under the previous regime at all. So, I'm happy with that rotation as well. Himanshu, welcome to the Members Club. Can I just remind you as well, Sandu says 4-3-3, Pogba, Fred in the middle and Bruno for Sancho, says Sandu. I'd be surprised if Bruno played off the left. And thank you, Stephen Thomas, for the super chat. If you want to get your chats in, your super chats, you can do it through the $sign. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. And as a little bonus for you today, I did this on That's Football a month ago. We've got a Saturday night takeaway giveaway, which I'm doing through my Instagram page, which is Goldbridge. I think it's Goldbridge TV on Twitter. Sorry, on Instagram. Let me just double check. But the link is in the video description anyway. So if I go to my Instagram page, which is Goldbridge Mark, it's Goldbridge Mark, at Goldbridge Mark. There's a picture of me in this top pointing in a pair of sunglasses, right? It's my finger that's pointing. All you got to do is like that post and put in the comments. I'm just going to make sure people are starting to do it. Put in the comments what your dream Saturday night takeaway would be. So Running Cooper said, good old pizza. Oishan says he'd love a korma. Good. There's a few people starting to do it. That's great. So go to my Instagram page at Goldbridge Mark, or links in the video description. Give me a follow on Instagram. Go to my post, put a like on it, and put a reply in what your dream takeaway would be tonight. And in the second half, I'm going to go through the replies. I'm going to pick somebody out. I'll send you a DM. And I'll send you a voucher to get your dream Saturday night takeaway tonight. I'm not doing a banquet. Your dream takeaway cannot be 100. It's got to be within reason. But we will pick one out. Don't worry. In the press conference, why isn't a question regarding Matic asked, says Mashuk, why doesn't he play every week if he's the best CDM? I don't think he can, mate. I don't think he can play more than an hour. Mark, if you were Manchester United and had the option to buy 4 players this summer, who would they be, says Jamie? Well, I haven't got time to go through individual players, but what I would buy is definitely a CDM. I'd buy another winger. I do think we need another out-and-out winger. I'd buy a centre forward, and I'd probably buy another midfielder as well. I think we need 2 midfielders, a right winger and a striker. I would like to get a centre back as well. But what do you think about Rashford's recent form, says Akal? It's not good. It's not good. But I believe he can get better. Dan Kelly says, brilliant point, Mark. Scary, anxiety-inducing times, but what's it worth? Let's all try and enjoy the next couple of hours and stay strong, says Dan. Good point, Dan. I'm surprised the press didn't ask Ralph to describe his perfect Sunday, says Chris Bad. It was a crap press conference yesterday. It was really bad. The questions that Ranić was asked, I think even he was looking a bit fed up. I was saving this free super chat for a special moment, quietly hoping it was a Champions League win or something, but Maguire dropped is enough, says Ash G. There you go. Fantastic. Right. So, look, I'm confident. I'm confident as you can be that we're going to win today. The belief is there. And I was confident before anyway. I like the rotation because I think there's a few players that are sort of looking to impress. So, yeah, I'm quite happy with it. I don't know what you think. Right, I'm just going to drop it in the chat for a moment. I'm going to pin the message at the top of the chat. So you should see the link to my Instagram as a pinned chat. So just for the next few minutes, just so people know it's there. If you want to win a Saturday night takeaway, click that link in the pinned chat, go to my Instagram page, give me a follow, smash a like on the video where I'm going like that, and then get in the comments with what your dream takeaway would be. I'll be reading them in the second half, and I will pick maybe 2, but certainly 1 takeaways and send you a DM so that you can get your takeaway paid for tonight by Goldbridge. There you go. Great competition. Links in the chat. Okay. I think the difference between Shaw and Tellez is Shaw normally makes crosses to the dead line and is often past 45 degrees back, says Per Klassen. Technical there, Per. And it's quite damning for United that Arsenal could lose to Chelsea, Spurs, Liverpool, United, and West Ham and still finish on 71 points, says Nick. But could we not do that, Nick, as well? I mean, we've got, I'm just looking at the league table there. We've got 46 points and we've got 12 games left. So there's 36 points for us to play for. We could get 82 points. Chelsea could win the league. Not going to happen, is it? So, we're not going to get 82 points. I think if we get 70 points, that would be amazing. If we just drop 12, considering we've got to play Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs, Man City, if we only drop 12 points and we've got to go to Goodison Park, you know what? Anything can happen in football, but if we don't win today, and I'm even talking about a draw, if we don't win today, I would say we're making it virtually impossible to get top 4, really. No, it's not just for the UK, the takeaway thing, because what I'll do is, if you're outside the UK, I'll send you I'll send you a money voucher via PayPal or something like that. So you can still do it if you're outside the UK. Yeah, links in the chat. Mark, have you ever been to a United game? Says not Len. Why do I read the idiot comments? I mean, well, I sort of read it to expose an idiot. There's videos on this channel of me going to United games. So sit down and swivel on it. Liverpool are on 60, not 50, says somebody there. Yeah, points totals wrong for Liverpool. Yeah, we do it on purpose. We do it on purpose. It's like making Delo English. We do it on purpose. On the preview the other day, somebody was losing their shit because we had the wrong squad number for Elanga. It still said Elanga, but they were going mad because it was the wrong number. I think we really do it on purpose to wind up OCD people. But AJ Singh says, don't miss my super chat. Sorry, I was just coming to that. He says, Mark, we know the quality of decision-making or Marcus and others has been so poor, but I'm worried about the terrible crossing by all wide players. You know what? I'm feeling good today. I don't know whether it's escapism or whatever like that. I just want to focus on United for a couple of hours, like somebody just said. And I just feel that I don't always wear this hoodie. You can get yours. We do ship them worldwide. I don't always wear this hoodie, but at some point, I feel we're going to get a Premier League goal from Ronaldo. I mean, I know it's not. It probably is. I can't even remember his last goal. It probably wasn't even that long. It just feels like he hasn't scored in the Premier League for a long time. And I just want to go sue. With Cavani leaving, should we be looking at someone like Jonathan David, a young and upcoming striker who can find the net, says Colin O'Connor. I was having this chat on That's Football the other day. You've got Jonathan David, you've got Isaac, and there's somebody else. There's somebody else that I think is worth a look at as well. And I can't remember what his bloody name is. No, you're talking. I think it's about. I know you're on about. Is it Alves or something like that? I do like the look of Schick. It's not Inaki Williams. It's no, it's not Nunes. We were on about it on That's Football the other night. You've got Jonathan David, Isaac, and then there's another striker that's quite similar to those three. He's in his early 20s. He's quite quick, and I can't think who it is. Not Dennis, not Lautaro Martinez, not Adeyemi. Maybe it was Inaki Williams, who's not particularly young. It wasn't him. I'm just looking at the chat. Maybe I've made that up. Maybe there wasn't three. Maybe it's two. Maybe it is Jonathan David and Isaac, who have got very similar sort of profiles. They're early 20s. I both think they're made for the Premier League, basically. Yeah. So no, I don't disagree. I think Jonathan David is an interesting one. Yeah, he is an interesting one. Matty says the countdown thing is wrong as well now, because actually it's 34 minutes and not 41. Okay. It's just a glitch. Anyway, yeah, look, we will be looking at a striker. Of course, I don't want to throw this in here because, nobody wants to talk about somebody who might, and I say might, they're certainly under investigation for things that are not very nice. The Mason Greenwood situation will have some resolvement at some point. And, God knows what's going on with that. But Manchester United stand to lose a lot of money if that goes the way that it could go. So, who knows what's going on with that. Only people claiming you're not a real United supporter are fake scousers like Carragher, who jumped ship out of desperation, says Butterpants. And Osman, yeah, Maguire's been dropped, says Keg. Well, has he been dropped? Has he been dropped? Yes, I think if you're not starting, you've been dropped. It's just what level of dropped is. Some people want to call it rested, rotated. Ronaldo's not been rested or rotated, and he's 37. Bruno Fernandes has not been rested or rotated, and he's played, 3 games in 6 days. So, Lindelof's actually started the last 3 games as well. So, technically, unless Maguire's carrying an injury, he has been dropped. Obviously, Ranić will say he's been rotated. I did say at the start of the week, though, Telles needed to start a game. So I think rotation. But Delo's not started 1 game in the last 3. I mean, that to me is quite surprising. I don't know why. I agree the number 9 graveyard shift, but Martial got 24, Cavani got 17, Ronaldo has 15 already, all without many penalties. Do you think it's about something else? Says Pratt. I just don't think we create enough chances for them, Pratt. Get for Ben Faster on the post-match reaction, please. He's not allowed, my big melons. We've asked him before. He's not allowed. Mark, with Matic, Lingard, Pogba, Cavani leaving in the summer, I dread to think about next summer if we don't invest properly in the summer. Naveed, I don't want to upset you, but Matic might not leave in the summer. He's got another year left on his contract. Kyle Leach, welcome to the members club. And Mark, Fred can lift the whole piano. Can Kimmich, says Bailey. Yeah. Well, Fred needs to have a good game today because I don't think he was very good in the midweek. There's a few players today that need to step it up a bit. Fred needs to step it up a bit. Bruno needs to step it up a bit. Pogba needs to step it up a bit. And I think if those three have a good game, we'll probably win. But I don't want to disrespect Watford too much because they are underdogs in this game. But as I said, their away record's quite decent. They are fighting for their lives. When you look at the Premier League at the moment, Watford, teams like Newcastle and Burnley are starting to pick up points. Leeds are hemorrhaging points. Watford, they're starting to get cut adrift a bit. Watford are 4 points off Newcastle, who've got a game in hand. So, Newcastle playing today against Brentford. If they were to win that, they go up to 25 points. Everton have got 2 games in hand on Watford. So Watford could find themselves very, very quickly 7 points from safety. So they don't have much wiggle room at all. And then on contrast with that, with us, we don't have much wiggle room either, because if we drop any more points, like today, Arsenal are not playing this weekend. If we didn't win today and we drew, we'd be 2 points ahead of Arsenal, but they'd have 3 games in hand on us. So we have got to win, and Watford really can't afford to lose themselves. So it makes it quite interesting how they're going to approach this game. Agastia, thank you very much for becoming a member. Also, DMZD, thanks for becoming a member as well. Have you watched Polina from Sporting? He's not the perfect social media FC player, but he cost half the price of Rice and might be better, says Nick. Polina of Lisbon has been a player that's been mentioned probably for about 18 months on this channel. Kyle Leach, welcome to the members club. And Joel Schumacher as well. Thank you very much for joining. Welcome to the club. You get your little badge next to your name. Thanks for supporting the channel. Paulinho is a decent player, but whether United would go for him, you're quite right. Declan Rice is going to sell shirts, isn't he? He's a good player, Declan Rice, but you do need to look at the price compared to other players. And I personally, if Declan Rice is going to cost me £80 million and Paulinho is going to cost me £40 million, and Declan Rice is only slightly better than him, I'm going to get Polina because then I've got another 50 to spend on something else. When do you think Hannibal will get some minutes, says Ivan? He played last night, so I don't know. He should have had some minutes by now, really. And Kunku, says Mida. Yeah, he's not the striker, though. Skin, thank you very much for the chat. And thanks for fixing the countdown. Now time travel back and change Alanga's number in the preview, says Ross. Okay. Don't be too demanding on us, Ross. Thanks for the little badge next to my name, says Joel. No worries. It looks good on you. And Rice is overrated. Wow, we don't want to talk about that. But I did just want to talk about Watford for a moment. If you don't remember my preview, I will just give you a mini preview within the show. If I was on the right page, I would. Get my little notes out. Well, they're not even notes, really. It's just when I'm doing shows and stuff, I have stuff wrote down from before. So, yeah, this was when I did the Watford preview. They've conceded 1 goal in their last 3 games away from home. They've drawn, lost, and won 1. They've conceded 16 goals all season away from home, which would put them 7th in the league for goals conceded. And they would be mid-table in the league for their away form. At home, they've conceded more than, they'd be bottom of the league. So their home record is wretched and their away form is pretty good. And that's even before the manager was sacked and Hodgson came in. Of course, there's a bit of revenge here, which I haven't mentioned as well. They absolutely destroyed us at Vicarage Road. But you know what? I did want to bring that game back into people's thoughts process just for a moment, because that was the game. I can't remember what the score was at half time. Someone let me know. When it comes to CDM, stop making sense, Mark. That's not what we do here, says Butterpants. And Mark, I pray to God that we don't play like individuals today with Harry and Rashford dropped. Let's see if we can perform as a team, says King Keith. Well, it'd be great if they played really well. It was 2-0 at half time against Watford. Thank you for everybody. Rehan as well. Thank you very much for that. be great to see us perform well in this game, because then our next game is the Etihad away. Imagine if we played well in this game and we're like 3-0 up with 20 minutes to go, and he has to bring Maguire on and Rashford and whatever, but we've won the game 3-0. That won't be lost on people later in the week. They'll go, we can't change a winning team, Ralph. He probably will change a winning team, but that's the opportunity for these players, specifically for Lindelof. If you play well today, Victor, you might have Maguire's shirt. Tellez, if you play well today, you might have Luke Shaw's shirt. Alanga, if you play well today, you might have Rashford's shirt. So there are opportunities for people today. Marco, score prediction and goal scorer is your big legend, says Kyle. Well, I'll come on to that. And also, Mark, would you be happy if we managed to buy a centre-back and a striker if we promoted Garner to play the CDM role next season? I'd be overjoyed with that. I don't think he's ready, 92 Major. I've got some friends who are Forest fans, and obviously I was born in Nottingham. And most of those are, they love Garner. They really, really do. But the intelligent ones have said to me that they don't think he's ready for the Prem yet. And that that they would like to get promoted and keep Garner there for a year, basically. Now, obviously, there's going to be some selfishness attached to that, but I can't see how a player who is playing in the Championship is going to go from playing to the Championship to running United's midfield. I think that's too much of a step up, really. Anyway, but I do think he's a player to watch out for, and I would like to see him, develop at Manchester United. But what I wanted to talk about was that Watford were 2-0 up at half time. Oh, God, I had a late night last night. I was watching that Vikings Valhalla on Netflix. It's very rude and it's very, 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 very rough, but it's very good. And Baby Driver, I was watching the end of that. Very good film as well, if you want any Saturday night viewing. Anyway, so there might be a few yawns. Thank you, Mark, and the United Stand for the great community, says Alf. Thank you very much for the message there, Alf. Appreciate it. So we were 2-0 down to Watford at half time when they beat us 4. Was it 4-1? Now, Donny van der Beek came on at half time. He scored a goal, and I think he set Ronaldo up to score at least 2, and Ronaldo missed. We could have won that game. People, I know Watford smashed us, and that was the end of Ollie. I don't know what people are talking about revenge for, because if it wasn't for Watford smashing Ollie, he'd still be here. So, some would say they might need a round of applause when they come on the pitch. That might be a bit harsh, but we still should have won that game. I think that when Donny came on, he changed the game. And I think that, what I would read from that is that we can't play Donny today, but we have got Pogba and we have got Bruno, and you can win that midfield battle. So that's where this game will be won and lost. Ooh, God. Ravi says, thanks, Mark. Your little Delo joke just won me 100 quid bet with my mate. He was convinced Delo was English after watching the show. Says Ravi. God. Yeah, Delo's definitely Portuguese. Yeah. Is it possible for us to get Rudiger? Says KG. KG Amotso. Yes, I think we could get Rudiger. I'd be very surprised if we got Rudiger, but I do think we can get him. I think that he's somebody that Ranić clearly admires, and I do like him, but I wouldn't expect it to happen. But I would like it to happen. Mark, do you believe United would beat Real Madrid? Says Melv. Oh, I'm not getting into this anymore. I'm not getting into the La Liga thing. I mean, you've already got Sevilla against West Ham now as well. So this La Liga against the Premier League thing is going to get quite interesting in the next few weeks. I personally think La Liga is a load of crap, but at the moment, I think it will come back. I think the Super League's going to come back. I mean, I don't really want to get into that now, but I was sort of having a bit of an argument an hour ago. The Super League's going to come back, and some fans are excited about it because it's going to be an open Super League and it's better than the Champions League. I was speaking about this the other night. This is just a wolf in sheep's clothing. Like, this is the same Super League as last year. They've just repackaged it. It's an open league. Everybody can be in it, but at the start, it'll be the same teams that was going to be in the last one. So when all the money comes in, it'll go to all the teams that were going to be in the last one. They'll be super rich, but it's an open league. If we get relegated, we will drop out. You'll never get fucking relegated because you'll have all the money at the start. Yes, you can win a place in it, but we're multi-billionaire clubs who buy all your players anyway. So good luck with that one. How much could we realistically get for Maguire if he were to go up to the transfer, says Freddie Korea? you've got to look at who would buy him, mate. Tom Cleverly, think back to the days he was in the team. Let's go Reds. Excited for today's game. 4-1 United to Stuart Walker. I'd be surprised if we beat them by that many goals. I think there's some United fans expecting us to beat them by that many goals. But I would be surprised if we beat them by that many goals because their away record is so good. And you probably won't get many people saying, realising how good Watford's defence has been away from home this season. So I'd be, if we do win 3 or 4-0, I'll bloody love it. But if we do win 3 or 4-0, I'd give it a little bit more praise because it's not easy to do. Right, I've just dropped a live poll in the chat. We do this quite a lot. Links in the chat. Please do let us know. Man United win, draw, or Watford. You can vote in on that. I'm actually going to do a man of the match prediction as well, which is very, very difficult. I don't know how we're going to do that as a poll, actually. Yeah, that'll be very difficult to do that. Probably scrub that one. Remember, Saturday night takeaway. I've dropped the pinned chat, or you can go through the video description. Goldbridge's Saturday night takeaway. I did this on That's Football a month ago, so it's only fair that I do it on United Stand. I will buy you a takeaway tonight, basically. Not all of you. I wish I could, but the best takeaway suggestion, I will buy it for you. All you've got to do is go through the link in the video description or the pinned chat to my Instagram page, which is @GoldbridgeMark. Give me a follow, go to my recent post and put in the comments what your ideal Saturday night takeaway will be. And in the second half, I will go through it on my phone and we'll pick a winner out. I will message you and we will get you that sorted. Donna Kebab says, Ryan, could be a winner if it's in there, mate. It's no good in here. It's got to be on my Instagram comments. Hi, Mart. Give my missus a shout out. She's doing it tough, Katie. And let's go United. Bring home the win. Says, look, she's what? She's doing it tough. Well, I don't know what that means. I hope that means she's working hard. But big shout out to Katie. Sorry? No. Twitch. I reckon we get 200 million for Maguire. Oh, yeah, good question. Okay, so look, I think it's very easy in the life. We can't let Watford win again, says DMs. I mean, look, anything can happen in football. I'd be stunned if we lost this game today. With the team he's put out, I'd be surprised if we lost today. We might draw it, but you know what? There's 3 games we've got to win between now and the end of the season, and I don't even want to waste any breath on them. There's 3 games where I'm like, even if I've scored a hat trick as a United player, and my admin's like, do us some pictures for the Insta tonight, I'd say, forget about it. There's more important things than me scoring goals against this shit. Save it for Atletico Madrid. I mean, I really don't think we need the, reactions or anything like that. You've got Ed of social media. He's behind the goal now. He's behind the Stretford end, walking up and down with his phone, thinking, please, Ronaldo score so I can film it and get us loads and loads of views. But I just don't. I think Watford at home, Norwich at home, Brentford at home, we should be breezing past these. These are the sort of games that Liverpool, Man City would expect to breeze through, and we need to breeze through these games. I don't even want us to get out of 4th gear. I just want us to breeze through them. You want to be winning these games 3-0. No goals conceded, 3-0. Comfortable day at the office. That's what we need to do today. But of course, over the last 9 years, these are the sort of games that we haven't done that routinely, and we need to start doing that. So there you go. United are going to win the Champions League. Mark my words, says Jamie. Okay. Win the games. That's a good name for a series. Mark my words. I'm going to write that down. I like it. Somebody said you should call your YouTube channel that, but I do like that. Mark my words. Yeah. Mark my words. Anyway, do you think we actually played well? We would actually play well today? I think there's enough in the team to feel that. I know, there'll be United fans going, oh, shut up, Goldbridge. There'll be rival fans going, ha, ha, look at him. But I think there's enough change in that team to believe that there will be a change. I like Pogba off the left. I think against these sort of teams, Pogba off the left works well. I like, Tellez. He's going to come in and want to prove himself. Lindelof's been playing well, and I think Lindelof and Varane are a good centre-back pairing. I'm not surprised that he's dropped Maguire today. I think he's done it for mobility reasons. I think he wants to play a high line, and I think he knows if he plays a high line with Maguire, with that pace they've got, it could be a problem. Sarr against Tellez is going to be interesting. It could be really interesting. A lot of people are saying, well, Tellez is better than Shaw. He could get a bit of work today. Wan-Bissaka up against that Dennis as well. You know, their front three is not great, but it's not terrible. And it could cause us some problems. The midfield, you know, Fred with license to get forward, not having to worry about the defence. Matic, you know, I'm sure Matic can run a midfield against this sort of team. Ronaldo, obviously, Alanga with a point to prove. I think the team is a different team to the team that's probably disappointed us a bit over the last month. You know, who's been disappointing over the last month? Collectively, as I look across the fan base, people have not been happy with Shaw. They've not been happy with Maguire. They've not been happy with Rashford. They've not been particularly happy with McTominay at times. So look, there's half a team change there. So you would hope to see a change in the way the team played. And, you know, I would say that this team is closest to the best team I've seen Sir Ralph Rangnick pick. And that was the Villa away game. God, I've just had a reminder from the 26th of February. Thumbnails just come up. Watchalong, EFL final, Manchester United versus Southampton. How many years ago would that have been then? 6? 5? Anyone in the chat know? We played we must have been on this day, however many years ago, that we beat under Mourinho Southampton in the FL Cup. Mark, getting to the age where he needs to write things down to remember them, no matter how nuanced it is. Says, I always write things down, Ovidel, because I'll forget. Positive selection by Rangnick. Harry dropped just because he has no pace. Okay, I'm calling him a rest, but Dennis is quick, says Brian Nash. I have a feeling that we'll see an appearance from Sue, not once but twice. Also, I think Tellez will finally get the assist he deserves, says Ghostface Queen. I tell you what, I'm calling it now. Tellez cross, Ronaldo header. That would be orgasmic today, this afternoon. It would be great to see. Yeah, I think Delo's a little bit unlucky. Do you think Sarr will be a threat in this game, says DMZ? Well, the way Watford, if I was Watford, I would hit Manchester United on the break. I'm just going to get rid of the Instagram message thing now. If you want to get into the Saturday night takeaway, the link's in the video description. It's just clogging up my chat a little bit. So let's end the poll. 81% of you said, 80% are going with a United win, 10% with a draw, and 8% with Watford. So we're missing 2% there. Don't know why. Mark, do you think players like Keane and Vieira in their prime would struggle in modern day football with how soft other players and referees are, says Joshua Bowater? I think they'd have to play the game differently, mate, but they were brilliant footballers, so they'd just adapt. Mark, if you had to choose Liverpool win a 20 league title or City win the quadruple, I'd probably take Liverpool win the title, yeah. I don't want us to lose the treble, mate. It's one of the most enjoyable things of my life in football. I don't want to lose Manchester United having the treble, really. Hi, Mark. Off topic, but finally got round to watching the Never Give In documentary. What a fantastically emotional film. We will never forget who we are. Maybe the club needs to remember who we are, says Rob Hatherley. I agree with you, Rob. It's interesting, though. I don't know where Roy Keane said it, but I have seen a quote from Roy Keane talking about Manchester United getting Simeone. And I think this is brilliant because I love Roy Keane as an ex-player of Manchester United. I absolutely love him. Fantastic player. But it just, to me, it just highlights the whole, you know, ex-player almost inability sometimes to, you know, make the right decision. And what I mean by that is they can get things very, very wrong. You know, I always remember Roy Keane saying that it was a good tackle on Luke Shaw when he broke his leg. It wasn't a good tackle. And Simeone would be a terrible appointment for Manchester United. On what planet is Simeone, even at his very best, suitable for Manchester United? He's a park the bus merchant, passion merchant. And you know, I think on even on Wednesday night, it shows that Simeone's not a great coach because we were there to be with. You know, I think Liverpool, Man City, definitely would have won that game in that first 45 minutes. We were so bad, they would have just trounced us. It would have been 3-0 at half-time. So Simeone, for me, is a bad pick for Manchester United. Mark my words should be the name of account for the Clip It moments. This is Will Scott. Great stuff as always, Mark. Wouldn't Rice be worth a bit more because of his leadership? He could be a great captain for us, says Christian. And Hill, hi, Mark. Hope you're doing well. I'm watching from New York, hoping for a big win today. Praying for peace. Stay safe, says Monkey. Thank you very much, and very wise words. Wise words. Simeone is a top-class version of Sean Dyche, says DK. I'm better than him. I'm better than him. I'll tell you what, could Simeone keep Burnley up with Tarkowski wood? Oh, I ain't got any wood. I don't think he could. Cannot believe the Simeone disrespect, says Henry. Look, I think Simeone's done a very good job, but I don't think he's that good a coach in relation to would Man City want him? Would Liverpool want him? Would Chelsea want him? So why do we want him? I keep telling people this. If you want to be the best and you want to beat the rest, you've got to be a record breaker. No, but if you want to be the best, you've got to beat the best. And it's the same in the transfer market. It's the same with the current squad. It's this, you know, if somebody parachuted me into Manchester United and said, you're in charge. Maybe the Glazers are still there, but they're like, we're going to listen to everything you're going to say. How do we become the best team in England again? I would say, well, who is the best team in England? Man City, Liverpool. Okay, so we need a coach that is as good as or better than Klopp and Pep. That's not Pochettino. Well, there's nobody out there like that. No, there isn't. But there might be somebody who is going to be that. You need to get the next big thing. If you can't get it now, you've got to get the next best thing. You also need the best director of football you can get in football, and you need the best recruiters in football. You haven't got that. You've got yes men. So get rid of these lot, get new people in. Look at Man City's starting lineup. Right. Is Harry Maguire good enough to start for Man City? No. Get rid of him. Is Rashford good enough to start for Man City? Well, when he's on his game, he is. Right. Well, let's get him on his game. You know, you've got to go. You do that as well, and then on top of that, we're thinking about buying. We're thinking about buying Declan Rice for 90 million quid. Yeah, would Man City do that? Well, they might do, but we need more than Declan Rice. We can't just put Declan Rice in our team and then we're going to be as good as City. We need every position to be as good as what Man City's got. So you might need to spend like Man City did 10 years ago. And instead of spending £100 million on a player, you go around buying £50 million players. Hi, Mark. I can see United getting Ajax in the next round of the Champions League if we get through. Keep up the good work, says the Honest Tiger. Odds on Bielsa's sack. They might love him in the Leeds, but that team going down right now with 60 goals conceded puts our 4-2 in perspective, says Brian Nash. Yeah, I don't know what the final score was in the Spurs game. 4-0. I mean, look, I love the way that Bielsa plays football. I really do. I will never have a bad word said about Bielsa in relation to the style of football that he plays. And I do believe that he's brought a team from the Championship with Championship players into the Premier League and kept them in there. I'd love to see what Bielsa would do with a decent set of players, but he needs to shut up shop. You can't keep playing like that and stay up. You know, they're a bloody nightmare at the moment. So, yeah, he could get the sack. Mark, I'd love an experiment where De Gea and Ronaldo don't play till the end of the season and see what the haters say when Champions League and top four is gone, says Connor T. Off topic, do you ever get tired of the name Goldbridge? Do you ever find yourself in character outside of YouTube? Cheers from LA. I'm not in character anyway, mate. So, you know. Michael McGarry says, looking forward to this one, even if it's in Japanese. I think we're only missing a Fabinho and a proper kick up the arse to the current squad. Up Ralph, says Michael. Very positive, Michael. I like the positivity. Mark, I feel he's gone for extra midfield to improve chances and get Ronaldo firing, says Nicky. Well, you know, look, we're about 8 minutes away from kickoff. And I think it's really interesting to see how we're going to line up. Some people think we might play a diamond. Some people might think we might play a 4-2-2. I really just don't think there is warranty to change the midfield. I think we'll play a 4-3-3. I think we'll see Paul Pogba drift off to the left. I think we'll see Bruno, Fred and Matic as a 3. I don't think we're going to see mass change. Please subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We're on the road to 282,000. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Obviously, second half, we'll be doing player ratings for you to vote in the match reaction. We've got fan vlogs after the game. We've got the fan forum as well. Live every morning at 10 o'clock, live every evening at 8 o'clock. Hopefully, we're going to get Ricky on tomorrow as well. Subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. It's free to do. Thanks, everyone who's become a member today, by the way, if you want your little badge in the chat. And thanks, everyone who's tuning in. Remember the Saturday night takeaway. If you want me to get me to buy you a takeaway tonight, links in the video description from our Instagram page. Click it, give me a follow, smash a like on the most recent post, and put in the comment what your dream Saturday night takeaway order would be. And in the second half, we'll go through some of those and we will pick one out for a win. And let's have a look if we've got anybody doing any here. Saturday pizza for Henkush. Beef in black bean sauce, fried rice. Spring rolls, says Razzler. Chinese, says Dangra. Pizza, says Sam. Formula One paddock pass, says Siddharth. Yeah, you can have one of those, mate, after me. Korma and naan bread. I've done that one. That was from Ocean. Chinese food with my drink being Maguire's tears, says Wesley. Egg fried rice with noodles covered in satay sauce, says Oliver Ben. As I say, links in the chat then. Get yours in. We'll pick winners in the second half. I didn't tell everybody my score prediction. I don't like doing score prediction, but I will do a score prediction. And my score prediction is going to be this. I predict that it will be... I'm going to be positive. I'm going to say 2-0 to Manchester United. If we get more than that, it's a bonus. I'm not going to go stupid and say 3 or 4-0. I think this is the best lineup Ranić picked since he's been there. Maybe Delo instead of Bissaka. Have a good feeling about this lineup, says Brian Nash. Yeah, you just reminded me of a point I didn't make. I feel that Ranić's best team was the team... there's the story coming in from That's Football there that Jesse Marsh could be taken over at Leeds and Bielsa could be sacked. Jamal, thank you very much. Welcome to the Members Club. I think Leeds do need to change something very, very quickly. But my favourite Manchester United performance this season was Aston Villa away in the first half an hour. And that team, I can't remember it name for name, but I don't think it was massively different to this team. So, yeah. And David Ornstein saying that there's big uncertainty over Bielsa's future. That's looking like a move that they probably will make. Asher, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much for joining. And exciting team, but does it lack pace, Mark? Seems Ralph is hoping to camp in their half. Can't remember the last time we did that, says Carl Walsh. Well, I think that will happen. I think it will be defence against attack. And maybe he's going for architects over, Sancho might be quite useful in this game, but obviously he's not playing. Kevin's put his ideal takeaway order in the YouTube chat. You need to do it on my Instagram page. So links in the video description. Follow me on Insta. Go to my most recent post and put it in the comments there. And then you'll have a chance, if it's a nice order. If we can control the ball, says Claire, we'll be fine. Yeah, we're very close to the match starting. So I'm just going to put a tweet out, etc. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Goldbridge will be cooking us again soon, Johnny. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about your takeaway order being odd. We might like it. All right, Marky, thoughts on games not being on TV, says Douglas. Well, it's just stupid, isn't it? We've spoken about it so many times. It's 2022 and UK TV games not on at 3 o'clock. It's ridiculous. Mark, I don't know, watch along for the Legends game in May. Probably not. De Gea, Delo, Lindelof, Varane, Telles. This was the team against... so Brian Nash has just given us the team against Aston Villa, which was the best team, I think, that he put out. We've got De Gea, Delo, Lindelof, Varane, Telles. So the same team today, apart from Wan-Bissaka. Fred, Matic, Bruno, and then it was Greenwood, Alanga, and Cavani. Obviously, Ronaldo didn't play. So basically, it's 2 changes. Greenwood for Pogba, Wan-Bissaka for Delo. So it's very close to that Villa team, which I did really like. So, yes, interesting. Interesting indeed. Players coming out on the pitch. These games can be dangerous because it just feels like it's going to be a straightforward 3 points because that's what it should be. So they are dangerous games, these. But I just feel that this team will want to express itself. There's a lot of players in there with maybe a different mentality to other players. And what I mean by that is that, we've got no, there's a lot of the dare I say it, English players not playing. So interesting to see what it could be like. Got some quotes from Ranić that I didn't even bring you into the game. I'm sorry about that. No, we've been having that much of a good conversation. We forgot to bring in what Ranić had been saying. So Ranić has said before the game, it's our third game in 6 days, which is what I'd said. We only came back very late Thursday night. It was about fresh people, fresh energy, fresh legs. Also a little bit due to the things we need tactically against this team. So yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. 3 games in 6 days is a lot, and tactically wants to play in a different way. So yeah, very, very pleased to see those changes. There's a lot of games kicking off today at 3 o'clock. If you're interested, I will keep you updated with what's going on in those as well, because I'm sure I'm going to get those updates through my ear as well. And we've got Brentford against Newcastle, big game that. Crystal Palace against Burnley, big game that. Brighton against Villa, not so big. Everton are playing Man City at R5. Might keep an eye on that. But it's the Carabao Cup tomorrow. I'm doing a watch along for that. Double bacon cheeseburger and fries with a nice cold Coke. Takeaway heaven, says Guitar Boy. Whack it on my Instagram post. I quite like the look of that. Mark, always great to see you, mate. Ben Foster playing. He's such a great guy, says Mark. Hopefully plays shit today, though, Mark. You know, I think Ben Foster is a little bit of a concern. You know, it's a former club of his. You know, he is a nice guy, and it's the sort of game where you can have a big game and have a big game, if you know what I mean. Roy Hodgson in charge. Josh, pardon? Yeah. Josh King will score, won't he, says Shub. I'm not as worried about Josh King as I might have been. Let me just get rid of Prime here. Just about to start the game. I'll tell you when it kicks off. How do you get rid of him? Okay, just some nasty comments in the chat there that we just don't want to see. Rugby's kicking off again. The match has kicked off, by the way, about 3 seconds ago. So let's see how United get on today. Scotland are playing France in the rugby at the moment. I'd forgotten it was Six Nations back today. England are playing against Wales at 4:45. Oh, I might have to keep that on. I might have to put that on. Yeah, Newcastle Brentford is a massive game because the table, Newcastle would actually go past Brentford if they won. I still think Brentford could get pulled down. I've always said that. Anyway, I expect United to have a lot of the ball. Kevin Friend is the referee. Chicken vindaloo with egg fried rice and Fanta, says Nicholas Brady. I mean, I quite like that. I just don't know whether I'd like Fanta with it. But if you want a Saturday night takeaway, get your order in on my Instagram page on the most recent post. Links in the video description. Make sure you give me a follow, smash a like on that, and put it in, and we'll read some out in the second half, and we'll pick a winner. Mark, I don't care about the result. I want more winning team photos at Carrington, says Tom Stevens. And I went to Old Trafford yesterday for a stadium tour and couldn't believe my eyes. It was amazing, says Mina. There you go. Good stuff. So United having a lot of ball in the first few minutes here. Livramento to United next season at right back, says Midi. No, he's a Chelsea player, so we won't be able to do that. The United team, how's it lining up? It looks like it's a 4-3-3 to me. Fred and Matic doing the defensive work. Pogba definitely to the left-hand side. Alanga to the right-hand side. And Bruno close to Ronaldo, so he'll get a lot more freedom to play forward. Of course, people probably didn't realise that because when we've been playing Pogba, McTominay and Bruno, both Pogba and McTominay have to do equal defensive work. But I think in this game, you will see Fred and Matic doing the defensive work. But it's an early corner for for Watford, by the way. Bruno is the captain. The GOAT. Bruno is the captain. The comment was from somebody called the GOAT. I'm not calling Bruno the GOAT. Another corner for Watford here. Fred's playing badly at the moment, says M. And Kevin Friend. I don't have a problem with Kevin Friend anymore. He sorted himself out in FIFA 22. Drove you blocked. Sorry, mate. Can't be asked with anything like that today, I'm afraid. What I'd give for a few Carlings and a giant tin of doner kebab. Can't get either here in America, says Joel. Early cross in from Watford there, cleared away by Manchester United. Tom, you're gone as well. I'm not even going to tell why people are getting blocked, but you are getting taken out today. Can't be asked with it. Talk about the game, nothing else. Obviously in the chat as well, because people will be watching the game in different ways, you're going to get different people with different, you know, syncs in with the time and stuff like that. So this is always happens when it's a 3 o'clock kickoff on the Saturday. Watford players' fitness levels are better than United's, says Binny. Well, that might be because they might be a bit fresher, but Watford did play on Wednesday night at Vicarage Road and they got beat 4-1. Oh, Ronaldo's just hit the post. Should have been 1-0. He's got to score that. Ronaldo hits the post and he should have scored. Came to him in the box. A chance in the box as well. Big chance for that. I mean, take the positive, but he should have scored. Should have scored that. I'm not going to mess about. He should have scored. He's at the post from inside the box. Past this penalty spot when he received it. It was a good cross by Wan-Bissaka. What's wrong with Ronnie, says the chat. He should have scored that. Sue's at the post. Sue was halfway on the pitch. She's running on. She's got a red dress on. Done her makeup, had her hair done. She's running on the pitch and then she's, get off for Sue. He's at the post. We all miss Sue. I can't remember what Sue looks like. He should have scored that. It's a bit like the goal against, it's a bit like the chance that Pogba created for him last week against Leeds. You've got to score that. Arnold says it wasn't that easy to score. It was a hard shot, says Rack. Matic has started well. Well, Matic is still capable of running a midfield. He just can't. He won't do it for 90 minutes. I mean, I think the problem with Matic that people don't realise is that even if he's our best CDM, there's no way in a million years he could have played 3 games in 6 days. I don't think he could play 2 games in 3 days. So that's the problem you've got with someone like Matic. Pogba's moving around the pitch a lot. He's just put a cross in from the right-hand side. So many creative players on the pitch, says MCK Motions. This is what I want to see. Ronaldo's got to finish that, says Sakaria. Apparently Ronaldo's shot took a deflection. I would have to take people's word for it in the chat, but apparently Ronaldo got a chance in the box and he hit the post, and apparently it took a deflection. Yeah, good news that I must come back on that. It is good news that Varane is playing today, because I was starting to get, unquantified concerns that there was a problem with Varane, but he has played 2 games in 3 days, so I think we can put those concerns to bed that there maybe was an issue with Varane carrying an injury. I think if he can play in Madrid on Wednesday and he can play today, then maybe he's all right. I am doing Chelsea-Liverpool tomorrow on That's Football, yeah. United on the attack at the moment. Ziggy says the teams doesn't look ready. I think they've started off quite well. What have we had? We've had 8 minutes. They've started off quite well. I mean, Ronaldo's at the post. Lindelof's our best defender at the moment, says Amiar. Bruno's just hit a shot from the edge of the box into the crowd of Watford players, but United is still on the attack. I'm not doing Everton versus Watchalong. And Elanga on the back post. If he'd have connected with that, he could have scored. He's put it way into the sky. But maybe he could have done a little bit better there, Elanga. I mean, look, the positive thing for me is that United have got Sancho on the bench. They've got Rashford on the bench. If this game is, if we need a goal late on, they're two. I think Rashford from the bench is a decent option. And I also think that Sancho, the form he's in, is a very good player to make a difference. But Fazia says there wasn't a deflection on the Ronaldo thing. I think he's got to score it, really, to be honest. Palace are 1-0 up, by the way. Be interested to see if Donny starts for Everton today against Man City. Hi, Mark. Elanga's mentality is top draw. I think he'll be a top player. Glad to see Maguire dropped after his performance in Madrid. Thoughts on De Gea, says Jack. Well, what thoughts am I supposed to have on De Gea? I mean, I know there's a weird cult on Twitter that think that De Gea should be dropped, and they do little clips about things that are 10 years old. But he's our player of the year. I've never heard such an odd. I mean, look, the great thing about football is that people can have different opinions, but I've never heard such crap in all my life that our player of the year is a problem. He's made more saves than any goalkeeper in the league, and he's the problem. I mean, maybe look at De Gea when you're top of the league and a bad pass costs us the title, but he's certainly not something to be looking at the moment, in my opinion. There's a lot of movement from Manchester United. I mean, Pogba's playing centrally at the moment. Bruno's all over the place. Matic is sitting. Fred's going box to box. Schlupp scored for Palace, by the way. So it's quite an open game. It's quite an energetic game. And Manchester United having a lot of the ball. But obviously, it's is it one of those games where Manchester United are going to try and get the game won in the first half? It's quite an even game, says Ducky. I agree with Xander. I think David De Gea is the least of our worries. If you're looking to change the goalkeeper, I'd be like, we need a lot more than that. Apparently, there's a red card for Brentford. Massive, if true. There is a red card for Brentford. That's huge. Absolutely huge. Bruno. Oh, he should have scored. He should have scored there, Bruno. He's got through one-on-one. Bruno one-on-one has to score that. So Ronaldo and Bruno both should have scored that. Great save by Ben Foster, yes. But I still think Bruno should score it. He's giving him a chance to say, I agree with Dylan. We've had 2 big chances in this first half. In this first 10 minutes, we've had 2 big chances. The cycling goalkeeper makes the save. Daddy. Yeah. Pardon? I love a cup of tea, mate. Yeah, thanks, pal. I feel like Bruno has lost his edge. This is Kieran. We got an assist the other night. Bruno again coming forward. Nice ball into Ronaldo. Gets tackled. How aren't we 3-0 up? Says Capital. Well, we definitely should be 1-0 up here. Red card for Brentford. Anyway, that's big news in the race at the bottom. Please subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner to do it. Subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Get involved. Jordan says, keep the rugby on and watch the Welsh masterclass incoming. It's not kicking off for 2 hours, is it? Roy Keane, unofficial, says he'd love a cup of tea as well. It is that sort of cup of tea weather, actually. Bruno's miss was worse than Ronaldo's, says Ricardo. They both should score, but Bruno's is the easier chance because he's got more time to think about it. Ronaldo's got 2 players close near him. They both should score, but I agree with you. Ronaldo's chance is the easiest one. The Silva sent off for Brentford. Bruno, you have to score, says Andre King. And Maguire's not starting. No. Can we all just agree with the changes? We are playing way wetter and smooth football, says Hackett Man Plays. Yeah, but it is Watford at home. I do think let's not do a disservice to somebody like a Jadon Sancho, who I think, is one of our better players as well. There is rotation there. Hi, Mark. Just got back from a big night in Australia. It's 2 a.m. I think 5-0. You reckon I'm just too drunk, or maybe I can be right, says Stephen. You might be right, Stephen. We should be 2-0 up. Ronaldo's link-up play helps in creating big chances, says FS. How nice is it to not have Maguire on the field, says Kieran. Got to win. Got to win. Have to win this game. You can see the shape of the team when Watford's got the ball. Best way to see what we're playing. We're playing a 4-2-3-1. Pogba to the left. Bruno to the right. Bruno in the middle. Alanga to the right. And Ronaldo through the middle. Terrible ball by Sissoko. And Telles picks it up. Ronaldo looks like he might be offside here. Well, Ronaldo has scored, but he's offside. But offside. Kicks. He's not happy, but he's offside. Cross came in. I think was it Pogba who delivered the cross? Pogba. Oh, it would have been a bloody Telles assist. Oh, I'd have loved that. I'd have bloody loved that. Telles not getting his assist again because Ronaldo doesn't keep himself onside. I'm surprised at Ronaldo there. He normally would be able to keep himself onside. Timing your runs better, mate. Time your runs better. Could we work with 2 up front, says Matty Rose. MJ says he's impressed with Alanga and his carrying of the ball. Ronaldo off the right-hand side. Good interception. I think if we can keep this tempo up, the goal will come. Reese says he loves Ronaldo, but I really want to know what's happening with him. Well, I need to take some notes for the match reaction, but chances for Ronaldo is a big plus for me. I'm fed up of talking about games where there isn't any chances for Ronaldo. So, the fact that he's getting chances is a big positive for me. We seem to be missing that killer edge recently, says Ewan. Remember, we're missing McTominay today as well. It's not just Shaw, Maguire and Rashford and Sancho not starting. McTominay ill, he would have started. So half the team has changed. It's going to be very interesting to assess this at full time and see how well we've done. Thanks very much. Can't beat a lovely cup of tea on a Saturday afternoon when it's a little bit chilly. Lovely. So 18 minutes gone. 18, not 80. We don't need to panic yet. Happy birthday, Ollie, says Thomas. Oh, yeah, it's Ollie's birthday today. I do like Ronaldo's link-up play, though. It has been quite good. He just linked up again there. We're keeping the ball very well, says Tabang. Yeah, and I agree with that with Ricken. He says, so far, you'd have to say it's on Ronaldo, not on lack of chances. And that's what you want it to be. I don't mind saying at the end of the game, Ronaldo's got to score this, Ronaldo's got to score that. But it's, you know, I'm fed up with games where that doesn't happen. Bruno smacking the floor. Smacking the floor. Stupid floor. He said, stupid floor. Mark Hughes is Brentford manager. Yeah. So cross coming in. Pogba gets the ball. Whips the cross in. Oh, it's another sitter by Bruno. No McTominay. We're not losing the midfield. And just happy to see Ronaldo get chances. His hold-up play hasn't been the best, though, says IQ. How are we not at least 2-0 up? You know, Rania could be fuming. You know, we've got to get the goals here. This is not a bad United performance. This is not something we can moan about. This is a good United performance. Say thank you to your son for your cup of tea, says Jasny. It wasn't him who brought it in. United are dominating here. Watford have done absolutely nothing. Bruno Morata, Bruno Werner. Yeah, he should have scored two. Ronaldo was offside for one of them. The other one he should have scored, but Bruno's had the two easiest chances. David Johnson, thank you very much for the super chat there. Johnson says it's the best game we've played all season. Look, we are playing a crap team in the relegation battle. Like Paul Ince is 1-0 against Blackpool. Well done, brothers. Thanks for the update. And Mark McTominay and Maguire not playing makes me happy, says James Bellow. And thoughts on the all-English bench and we're playing better. Sick of those overpaid prima donnas starting every week. It's a good change, says ABC. It's not an all-English bench because Delo's on it. Although if you look at our chat, our preview it is. Watford on the attack. Good block by Wan-Bissaka. Bruno is the captain. Yeah, the tempo is so much quicker. I mean, I agree with that. Tempo, faster. Is that to do with a higher line? Gordy says we're missing McTominay in the middle. I don't think you can. Sir Lawrence says the comments show how reactionary we are. I think sometimes you've got to look at a football match and look. We're not 0-0 after 20 minutes because we haven't got McTominay. We're 0-0 after 20 minutes because Bruno hasn't scored two sitters and maybe Ronaldo as well. We should be 2-0 up. Why is the tempo so much better than it has been? This is the first time since Sir Alex I see the team playing with harmony and enjoying their time. The only thing missing is the Sue, says Amir. It reminds me of Villa. Bring back Ben Foster in the future. Would like to hear his perspective between current squad and the one that we lost 4-1 to, says Tamba. Good idea. It's not just tempo, it's tempo and fluidity, isn't it? I know we are just playing Watford, but we've been good tactically so far, well positioned and with proper width around the pitch, says Mario. And hate when some players start showboating after getting a few good chances, put them in the back of the net first, says IQ. Just something I would say is that, we are only 20 minutes into the game. So I want people to, if they're watching the game, just monitor this. The high line is ridiculously high And I don't think we would be able to play that line so high if we were playing Maguire because of his lack of pace. So, look, Ranić himself spoke about rotation, but he also spoke about the way we wanted to play this game tactically. I don't think the way that we're playing the game attacking-wise would be any different. You know, you don't drop Sancho. Sancho could have played in this game. That, for me, is rotation. I think the change in the defence is about the high line. And, you know, it's worked a lot better with Matic and Fred. I'll be interested to see what he does against Man City next week, if this works out. Of course, not one of our centre-backs run 50 metres past the midfield. Maguire will give away silly fouls. McTominay says Hacker. And coincident that this is the first game Maguire hasn't started in a while and we're playing a much higher line, says Reese. And Kieran Henderson, thank you very much for joining the members club. Bruno's the captain today, Daisy. Tony says it's the best lineup I've seen in ages. Well, Lindelof and Varane have virtually stood on the half. Well, Varane's halfway in. Lindelof's halfway in his own fucking half. Like, you know, they're not even on the halfway line, our defence. Telles is basically a winger. Wan-Bissaka's a winger. Lindelof is virtually level with Matic. We're so high up. The line is ridiculous. It's not even a high line. It's just ridiculously camped in their half. Got 10 players in their half, says Reza. Exactly. I take Dennis if Watford go down, says Andy Harris. I mean, the one thing I would say is, though, we should be 2-0 up here. And this Watford side, they're decent away from home. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense why, but they are. So for me, oh, yeah, we're playing better. But is that because we're playing a crap Watford team, or is it actually because we're playing in a different way? Telles to whip a cross in, not so good. I think Pogba will score a worldie today, says Kieran Henderson. Pogba is sort of playing off the left wing, yeah. There's a lot of fluidity, but he's sort of playing off the left wing. says we are just playing a crap team. But yeah, but the thing is, if we can win this game playing like this and we win it 2 or 3-0, there'll be a bit of positivity. And then we're going to play Man City. And if Man City wipe the floor with us, we'll go, yeah, we played a crap team. It's like some people have said this week, you know, everyone, you know, Man United inflicted this and some of the players inflicted this. We beat Leeds and they're acting like they've won the bloody league. And then Liverpool smashed them and Spurs smashed them. And it's a reality. Maybe we should have beat them a bit more. I'm really liking Fred today's ball recovery and forward passes have been great, says Jameson Gray. I think Fred always works better when he plays in a box-to-box role, not as a holding midfielder. And obviously he's got a holding midfielder next to him in Matic today. I said 2-0 to United, Canadian blocks like you, but we should be 2-0 up already, to be fair. Watford have settled into the game a little bit more. I've got to be honest. McTominay did get subbed against Watford, yes. That's who Van der Beek came on for. Nate, you're right. So Palace, the only goal. Ronaldo's just rounded Ben Foster. Little dink. Bruno, again. Oh, I tell you what. Bruno could have had a hat-trick. He really could have had a hat-trick. And that was the hardest one. Ronaldo round the keeper. It's a really bad angle, so he puts in a cross, puts it onto Bruno's head, heads it over the bar. I don't know how easy this chance was. It's a lovely pass by Elanga. Although the defender should do better. I mean, we're lucky we didn't get a penalty. Ben Foster went for the ball. Bruno skipped past him. I think that's a lovely cross by Ronaldo, and I think Bruno should do better, really. Can't quite put my finger on it, but the defence looks confident and playing a high line. I just don't know what it is, says Raven. I think that's sarcasm from Raven. I think we know what the problem is. Our finishing is terrible for experienced players. They seem so down in confidence, says Channelly. Defence has been brilliant. High line, all of it's been really good. Tellez and Wan-Bissaka have done their defensive work really well. They've kept Sarr and Dennis really quiet. Varane and Lindelof have looked very, very comfortable. The issue today has been the attack. Bruno, look, I agree with Army there. He says that Ronaldo should have gone down. I mean, Ben Foster came out with his feet. Ronaldo could have gone down. James Barker saying it as well. He could have gone down. It would have been a penalty. It was right on the edge of the box, but yeah. Fred's been good, says Sue. Without Harry, the defense is good, says Kevin. Look, it's not. We don't look at people and go, I don't like your face. It's like, it's based on football, isn't it? Sue in again. Oh, Ben Foster gets in there just gets ahead of Ronaldo. Couldn't quite get there. Foster's having a stormer, says Kay. Welcome to the members club, Connor. Thank you very much for joining. I'm surprised at how comfortable and good Alanga looks, sometimes more than Greenwood, says A. And our finishing is terrible for experienced players. They seem so down in confidence, as Channel E. Yeah, but I can't believe it. It's a great cross by Tellez, as Malavia says. And, Ronaldo couldn't get there. Ben Foster was quicker. You can't moan at him for that. But what an enjoyable first 29 minutes. It's a bit like, it's a corner to United here. Tellez on it. Simon says we should be 5-0 up. Ronaldo's going to score. I don't know how Watford have got such a good away record, because it should be. Could be anything here. Could be anything. Said there on Twitter, sorry I was typing it out because it took a little bit longer than I thought, but I basically said the defence has been really good. The high line, because not having the lack of pace of Maguire, has meant that we can push right up the pitch, and the people who are letting us down is the attack. And I think if we were 3-0 up like we should be, we'd be talking about one of the best performances of the season so far. I totally take into account that it's Watford and they're in a relegation battle, but if we'd have been 3-0 up like we should be, it still would be one of the best performances of the season so far, because we've not been doing this sort of thing. It definitely reminds me of Villa away in the first half an hour. I thought we were brilliant against Villa away. If we don't score this half, I'm calling it we won't win. Matic, man of the match so far. He's in control of that midfield, says ABC. There's such a contrast between Matic and McTominay. It's such a shame that we've got Matic at, virtually at retirement age now. On a positive note, I think we're relentless today, creating chance after chance. Salamane missed chances too. Need one in and we'll be fine, says Kay. Well, Watford have done nothing. If we get the goal, they're going to have to open up. This team beat us 4-1 under Ollie, says Hackerman. Hi, Mark. Have you thought about doing a bit about your FPL team? It's to be interesting to see your transfers and reasoning. I'll do it again next season, Brian. I've just given up on it this season. It doesn't matter how good we're playing. If we don't win, we have to finish our chances or we'll have a repeat of the FA Cup, says Myron. Got a free kick in a good position. I mean, for me, this should be Tellez. This is a Tellez area for a free kick. It's to the right of the goal. It's there for the left footer. X says it's a good position for Ronaldo. He's not even on it because I think they're going to cross it. Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised Delo's not playing Alan Kenny. It's a subplot. Maybe we can talk about it later in the week because we've got a week between this game and the Man City game. But I don't really understand why. It's 0-0 at the moment, by the way. I don't really understand why we're just showing you the league table, then we'll go back to the score and the timer. I think that Bruno's going to put the cross in, headed away. Or is it headed away? Oh, blocked from Lindelof shot. But yeah, I do think that Didlow's been a little bit unfortunate. Osh says, played our best football, but so wasteful. My first super chat. Honestly praying I get the korma and naan bread, but everyone go comments, says Osh. Yeah, if you're looking for a Saturday night takeaway, I'm doing a Saturday night takeaway giveaway where I'll get you your Saturday night takeaway order. All you've got to do is go to my Instagram page through the link in the video description, or just go to @GoldbridgeMark. See my picture going like that. Like it, give me a follow on Insta, and then put in the comments of that picture like that what your dream Saturday night takeaway would be. We'll go through some of them in the second half and we'll pick a winner. Or two. Got to score before half time. Newcastle are 1-0 up and they're playing 10 men. I need a gold trophy if Brentford get relegated. And Paul Into's 500 quid to charity if Brentford get relegated, because I called it ages ago. Ages ago. I said it at the start of the season, and then when they were doing well, I said they'll get relegated, and people were like, you're an idiot. You're an absolute idiot. I said, I know I am, but I still think Brentford will get relegated. Man United have got over 90% possession at the moment, by the way. 93%. Sorry, 63. I was going to say 90% possession would be a bit ridiculous. I mean, we've had 35 minutes, though. It's flown by because it's been decent, but we haven't scored. Yet. We've had 93 in the last 5 minutes, apparently. Fred's just going to have a shot here. Ugh. Charlie says that Foster's distribution makes De Gea look like he's got no legs. You've got Sancho in a game like this. Oh, Lindelof nearly scored as well. I'd love it if he did. Positive play by this squad today. We need to finish, says Andrew Rossi. Watford have done nothing. 95 says Watford will get a result. They've done absolutely nothing, mate. Nothing. Nothing. Did I tell you they've done nothing? Wan-Bissaka's been decent, I agree. Sus says he's been underrated. I don't think... I like Wan-Bissaka. I know people prefer Delo, but I think I like Wan-Bissaka and he's steady. What does Gary Barlow think? Half-time speech of every away manager. The second half is ours. Go win it, says Brian. Another free kick coming up for United on the edge of the box, I think. He's going to give it. This has got to be a shot. This might be more Ronaldo. It's more central. It's about 30 yards out. Let's keep it real. Dino would have put us 4-0 up right now, says Uncle Drew. And to be fair, Newcastle never got bought by billionaires. They probably get relegated at the end of the season, says Waz. So it's a decent free kick. Ronaldo should take this one, I think. What would Gary Barlow think about this game? I tell you what, Mark, I think it's absolutely incredible. Absolutely fantastic. We just need to score a goal, Mark. That's what we need to do. We need a bit of magic. Could it be magic now? Ronaldo? Oh, I don't know. Absolutely incredible. Ronaldo versus Portsmouth range. It is. It is. I don't understand this hate from our fan base on our players. You don't see Chelsea fans sticking on their own players for small mistakes, says Plug. I think it's just a general frustration, mate. I think people are just tired of it. I think that people are just tired of United underperforming, you know. I don't think Ronaldo's even on the free kick. It's he's refused to be on it, which is odd. Tellez goes for the free kick and it's wide. But I don't know why Ronaldo wasn't on that. You know, it was very similar into the same end that he did it against. It's probably it wasn't that central, actually. It wasn't central. It wasn't that central. I think it probably was better that Tellez took it. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. We're on the road to 282,000 subscribers. So please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. You're very welcome. Our finishing has been pathetic today, Addy. Yeah, but would you rather watch us miss a load of chances, or would you rather watch us do what we've done for most of the season and create absolutely nothing? It wasn't central, that free kick, Jay. You might want to have a look at it again. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Carabao Cup final tomorrow. I mean, it's weird to say that as a United fan, but I just feel that Man City, I was saying this on the preview for the game I did on That's Football this morning. I just think wherever we are as a football club, Manchester United, we're 150 subscribers away from 282,000, by the way. So please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, get involved with the United Stand. I think that Liverpool, Man City and Chelsea are on just such a different level to Manchester United and Arsenal and Spurs that I'm actually quite excited to see Chelsea against Liverpool tomorrow. You know, two teams that are pretty much at the top of their, you know, they're not going through a rebuild. You know, they want to win things here and now. Good play by Matic there. If we score, the game changes shape, so the next chance is not there, if that makes sense, says Mark. Yeah, if we score, then you know, they've got to open up a little bit more. Look now. I've just put up a tweet there at Mark Goldbridge. You might agree with it. It might get put up on the screen at some point, but I've got the stats on here. 65% ball possession, 9 shots to 3. We've only had 1 on target, though, which would have been the Foster save from Bruno. 87% pass accuracy. We've had way more passes than them. It's been a decent half. Our XG is 2.1 to 1.1. I don't really understand how they work out XG. Yeah. Watford on the attack. Goes wide. Sarr. I mean, De Gea's not had to do anything today, which is always a good thing. Is Pogba playing, says Rob. He's been a bit quiet, Pogba. He's just down injured at the moment. Mark, what would Ricky think of the game so far? I think I can guess his man of the match from the first 5 minutes. He'd say, Nick, Nick, I'm telling you now, Nick. I'm telling you now. What have I been telling you? What have I been telling you for the last 3 years, Nick? Well, I don't know, Ricky. You could be telling me Dan James is the best player in the world. You could be talking about Matic, sure. No, Nick. Listen up. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you. Matic. It's a farce. It's an absolute joke that Matic doesn't play every game. He's running that game. I'm telling you. He's absolutely running that game. And I tell you what, I can't... Luke Shaw should be playing as, and Marshall. If we had Marshall up front and not Ronaldo, I've always said it. I've always said this, and people are going to laugh, but I'll get proved right. If Marshall had the career Ronaldo had, he'd have won Ballon d'Ors as well. And that's the point. People don't understand it. If Marshall had done what Ronaldo's done with his career, he'd have won the same trophies. People don't get it. They don't listen. They don't listen to me. But Matic has been brilliant. He reminds me of Matic, because I love Matic. Manchester United might have a penalty here. No, he's not giving it. Alanga went down. We could get a VAR. People are going mad in the chat. They're saying it's a clear penalty. Get your VAR out, ref. It's Kevin Friend. He stopped the game. People are going mad in the chat. I think he got the ball first. I think he gets the ball first. Yeah, it's not a pen. It's not a pen. You got to be fair. You got to be fair. Never a pen. It's like Finn says, come on, lads, let's be fair. Let's not be that club. I can understand why people said it, but yeah, a lot of people in the chat saying it's not a pen. He's not a cheat. I think he's been... You can get the ball and then you can hurt somebody. I think he's gone down hurt, but the player's got the ball first, hasn't he? 3 minutes to go to half time anyway. Ricky, bring on Mata to unlock the door. Listen up, Mark. Matic. Here's another one. Mata. Juan Mata. I'm telling you now, Juan Mata. If he comes on that pitch, he makes a difference. And I'll tell you another thing about Mata, Mark. I'm telling you now, listen to this. People will listen to this in a couple of years' time. They'll understand I'm right. If Juan Mata wasn't Spanish and he'd been born in Portsmouth, he'd have an English passport. What's that all about? Why aren't people listening to me, Mark? Listen up. He would be English if he was born in Portsmouth. It's getting on my nerves. Anyway, Man United on the attack. Pogba. We need a goal here. Lindelof's been brilliant. Rolls-Royce defending. Yeah, so I just put a tweet out just to annoy people. Harry Maguire's brother, probably. He'll wind him right up. You know, on a serious note, though, I'm not doing it to wind anybody up. Lindelof was brilliant against Leeds. He was brilliant against Atletico Madrid, and he's been brilliant again today. Newcastle are 2-0 up. Lindelof is always ready and makes great tackles. How can Maguire keep on starting ahead of him, says Jameson. The thing about Lindelof is that he anticipates and reads the game so well. Now, you will find tweets from me a year ago where I said Lindelof was a load of crap. That's true. That's true. You know, people can change, but Lindelof and Maguire, for me, are not a great pairing. They have to play very deep. I think Lindelof and Varane is the eye-opener, because when we bought Varane, it was like, I thought, ooh, you know, Varane and Maguire will work really, really well. The big surprise for me, and it shouldn't be when you think it through, because we automatically think the £80 million centre-back's going to play with Varane. But actually, Varane and Lindelof suit each other really, really well, because Varane likes to be the man who goes and wins the ball because he's good in the air, and Lindelof can be the man that drops off, and they can swap each other around. So they work really, really well. Put Pogba in Bruno's spot and bring on Sancho, says Kieran Henderson. Well, you know, the story for me at the half is that Bruno should have scored at least two. I think Ronaldo should have scored the one that hit the post, but yeah, it's on the attack. This is, for once, it's on the attack. We're about to hit half time here. Bruno's having a bit of a moan to Tellez, but they'll know. They'll know. Bruno, Tellez, not Bruno. Bruno and Ronaldo, they'll know that they should be winning that game. And I think Watford will know that they should not be winning that game. Put Pogba in Bruno's spot and bring on Sancho, says Kieran Henderson. I think we'd already done that one. Get your thoughts in on that half then. It's half time. Players going off. 0-0 is pretty ridiculous, really. My cold seems to be getting worse. So let's have a look what people are saying in the chat. We've got the plus with having Lindelof up high is that he's fantastic with the ball at his feet and at distribution. He's an extra playmaker, says Jameson. I hope Ralph gets the job. For me, everything about him is great, says Mark. Where does this go this good half, says Gallius. And do people in the UK appreciate having games on at good times? I'm in New Zealand and it's 4 a.m. Same story with F1, messing up my sleep schedule. Worth it, says Isaac. Just move to Europe, Isaac. If you love European sports, move to Europe. But then again, apparently New Zealand's a really nice place. But look, frustrating we haven't scored. I would anticipate in the second half we will get the goal. I'm not totally panicking yet. I'm stunned that Watford have a good away record because, as I said before the game, Watford would be 7th in the league for goals conceded away from home. They've done really well away from home all season, despite being a relegation side that probably will go down. But I don't care who you support. We should be 2-0 up, at least 2-0 up. Bruno's had 3 good chances. He's got to score 1. Ronaldo's had, I think, the one that hits the post, he should score. Normally we're talking about a lack of chances created in the penalty box. They're penalty box chances. We've had 4 really good penalty box chances. You've got to score them. You have to score them. It doesn't matter whether, imagine that's against Man City next week. You can't not score them because they're going to get chances up the other end. So for me, it doesn't matter who you're playing. When you get chances like that, you've got to score them. And for once, it's on the attack and not the defence. How many times this season have we spoken about silly goals conceded, not picking up the midfield runners, not picking up the attackers? And I think defensively today, Watford's best part of the pitch for me is their front 3. And we've nullified it. Perfect game for Watford. And people can say, well, Watford are a relegation candidate. But look, I'm not having that. De Gea, he's sat there on his rocking chair with a pipe and his slippers on, reading a book. He's having a great time. He's absolutely fine. He's watching Newcastle against Brentford on his phone. He's loving it. It's his easiest game of the season. There is no threat from Watford in that half at all because the defence, Telles, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Lindelof, Matic, have just completely nullified them. They can't hit the ball over the top because we've got the pace to deal with it. And they can't run at us because we're all well positioned. And then when we're on the attack, Varane is just stood there. He's saying to Lindelof, support for Matic. He's telling Telles and Wan-Bissaka to push forward. Perfect. If we were 2 or 3-0 up, we'd be talking about one of the best performances we've had this season. And it would be one of the best performances we've had this season. And the only reason we're not talking about it being one of the best performances of the season is because we haven't scored the goals we should have done. I really like the shape of the team. It reminds me of the Villa game away, which was basically this team, bar Delot was at right back and Greenwood was playing where Elanga is. Where Pogba is. And I think Cavani missed out, so Ronaldo played. But it was a fantastic first half performance from the way that we've set the team up. The letdown is the lack of goals, but strategically, positionally, and the 11, it's worked really, really well. I don't know whether you could play. I don't know. I think it would be a very different game if we had McTominay instead of Matic. I think Matic has been the standout player for me. And I think it would be a little bit different if we had Maguire instead of Lindelof because Maguire's not got the mobility and he'd be a little bit more scared about the ball over the top. So the selections have been spot on. That's the best we've played in years. Free-flowing passing patterns, attacking football, Sancho for Elanga, and that's our best lineup, says Noah. But we've got to keep it going because ultimately games are about goals. And, that team should be in a position where they're basically saying to Ralph, I can't wait to see what you're going to do at the Etihad next week because you can't be dropping any of us. So I'm very interested to see what he's going to do, what's going to happen in the second half. It doesn't warrant 0-0. Watford should be hammered in this game. We should take off Ronaldo and go with a false 9, Sancho on and just rotate Pogba, Bruno, Elanga. They would annihilate this poor team, says Joseph. Well, I do just want you to vote as well. Man of the half. Let's do one on that. Would I make any changes? The only player that's worth bringing on is Sancho at some point. I don't necessarily feel that this game would suit Rashford, to be honest with you. I don't think it's his sort of a game. But who else would I say that played really well in that half? I think Fred's done okay. Maybe. Okay, so they're my 4 picks for man of the half. I've gone with Lindelof, Varane, Matic and Fred because I think they've ran the half really. And everybody else really needs to do it a little bit better. Fullbacks need to do a little bit better as well. Wan-Bissaka, Telles, I'd like to see them getting better quality balls into the box. And obviously Pogba, Elanga, Ronaldo and Bruno. Fill your bloody boots. Just shows we need a specialist CDM, says Mark Holder. Yes, I think Elanga has looked good, to be fair, but Matic makes such a difference. I mean, we've been talking on this channel specifically for about 2 years about a CDM. And, I thought McTominay would be a miss today. I really did think he'd be a miss because I think he's the best option we've got. I don't think he's a CDM, but I think he's the best option we've got. And then you see Matic come in and play and you go, God. And look, Matic is nowhere near as good as Rodri. He's nowhere near as good as Fabinho, but he's miles above Fred and McTominay. That's a proper CDM. He knows what to do. He knows where to position himself. He knows where to orchestrate people. He knows when to run with it and when to pass it. If McTominay's here, Matic is up here. And I think Matic in that half showed you what it's all about. But unfortunately for Matic, we just can't rely on him. You know, he can't play 2 games in a week. So I do think Matic has played well. I think Ronaldo's, I mean, just a lot of people want to talk about Ronaldo because it's Cristiano Ronaldo. He should have scored the first one where he hit the post. I think his link-up play's been good. I think he could have gone down when when he skipped past Ben Foster and it would have been a penalty. He put a cross in and Bruno should have scored it. So, look, Ronaldo's always going to get criticised. Of course he is. I get that. But for me, the player that deserves the biggest criticism there is Bruno. He's one-on-one with Foster. He's got to score. The cross in from, was it Telles or Pogba? He's got to score. And then the header, he's got to put that on target. So, yes, Ronaldo's chance when he hit the post, I'd expect him to score that. Some people seem to see it, say it might have been deflected. But the big 2 chances where it should be 2-0 is Bruno. I'd bring on Delo then for the first time. How long we'd have no English players on, and it's probably one of our best teams, says Dion. And such a difference with an actual CDM and a mobile centre-back. We look so good on the ball and more space for the rest of the team to play, says Aidan G. And Mark, if you need to take Ronaldo, who would you play from the bench, says Ryan. I mean, you could put Rashford through the middle. We might have to do that. This is why it pisses me off about Cavani, because I'm not bothered about taking Ronaldo off. He's played 3 games in 6 days. He's 37 and he's playing 90 minutes in 6 days. So I wouldn't have minded Cavani coming on in the second half of this game, to be honest with you, freshen it up a little bit, but he's not available. From America and love your content, centre-back duo for City, says James. I personally think, James, that our best centre defensive pair is the one that we've got today. And it's not just based on that 45 minutes. I've seen it play together at Brentford. I've seen it play together at Villa. I just think it works better. We seem to play more positive without McTominay. Matic is class today, says Adam. And instead of playing Matic for 80 minutes once a week, why not play him for the first half of every game just to control it, says Raven. I think the positives for me have been the midfield. And Matic is a glimpse of why we need whether it's a Declan Rice, whether it's a Palhinha, whether it's a Tchouaméni, that's why you need a player like that. McTominay's not a holding midfielder. Fred's not a holding midfielder. We need a holding midfielder that can do the job. And we've had a glimpse today of what that means. And then secondly, I think the defence has done a really good job to stifle Watford's threat, which is their attackers. Being able to play a high line makes a huge impact, says Wayne. It does, because that's what Liverpool do. Liverpool play a high line and Man City play a high line, and it pushes everything back. Right, that tea's gone right through me. Drawty, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Right, Drawty's going to interact with you for a minute while I just have a quick waz, and then we'll be back for the second half. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. And also, if you want to do the Saturday night takeaway, links in the video description. Go to my Instagram page, give me a follow, smash a like on the most recent post, and then get in the comments what your dream Saturday night takeaway would be, because in the second half, I'll be picking a winner.
Well, we all know Goldbridge's favourite takeaway is a Vindaloo, because that's exactly why he's going to the toilet. It's not a Waz at all. So match stats so far then, 67% to Manchester United, 10 shots to their 4. But this is the problem, only the 1 shot on target. And even though we have played well this first half, it's always slightly concerning when you haven't gone into the break ahead, considering the domination of the possession and also how many shots we've actually had. And as we've seen with United, you can be on top and then all of a sudden the second half, it changes around. Hello to everyone in the comments, by the way. Let's get up a couple of your super chats. This is from ABC123, nice name. This half sums up United's season so far. We could have and should have, but didn't. You would hope in the second half we will continue as we've done in the first, though. It doesn't feel at the moment like one of those games when you go, hold on, it's just one of those days, and then they sneak a 1-0 at the end. But we've been down this road before, so good performance so far, but haven't got the goal to show for it. We've got another super chat in here from Jameson Gray, who says, Lindelof is always ready and makes great tackles. How can a Maguire keep on starting ahead of him? He hasn't today, though. Maguire is not playing, so, Lindelof is getting his chance again, and so far he's been solid with Varane. So that's good to see. I like this name. Jar Bar Drinks. G'day, Mark. I don't know what it's it's pretty much an Australian accent. Given the squad changes coming in the future, would you ever entertain James Maddison at United? I've always liked him. Do you? I'm not sure how Goldbridge would take this one, but stay well away from Leicester players at the moment. We saw what happened with Harry Maguire. They probably pull our pants down and demand 100 million, even though they're not exactly having the best season so far. And if you look at the league table, they're just starting to flirt with that relegation battle as well, with Newcastle winning at Brentford 2-0. I think Newcastle are only 2 points behind Leicester at the moment, even though Leicester have got a couple of games in hand. But still, you've got to win those games in hand. I would not personally be going for any Leicester players right now. Let's have a look at the live comments then. That's a very long Waz, I must say. That's not a Waz. That's definitely a Vindaloo he's coping with right there. Well, there's a lot of messy comments in here for some reason. Akshay says Bruno was so poor. Hope he does improve his finishing. To be honest with you, the entire team needs to improve their finishing right now. Will we finish better than last season, says Colin. Well, you don't know with United. You don't know which way they're going to go. So, we shall see. And Goldbridge is back in the hot seat.
I'm back, yeah. Refreshed and ready to go for this 3 points that I don't want to put the pressure on anybody, but of course we do need to get this 3 points in the second half. Massively important that we do. There's just looking at the league table there. There's no room for error. I mean, we can all be positive about how we're playing, but amazing to watch Ronaldo and Varane head the ball with purpose and direction not seen for a long time, says Rob Davison. And at what minute do you think Maguire will inevitably get subbed on? There's absolutely no reason to bring Harry Maguire on in this game. Rashford and Sancho, yes, I expect to see them brought on, but there's absolutely no need to bring Maguire on in this game. We need to lock Ronaldo in the opposition's box, says Daniel Luciano. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. Let me just have a quick look on my Instagram page, see if we're getting any of these suggestions in. Let's have a look. We got a few. Make sure you hit my Instagram page. Link in the video description. Saturday Night Takeaway. Smash a like on my most recent post, and then get in the comments with your ideal Saturday Night Takeaway, and we're going to pick a winner. United Plug says Domino's goes well in the fridge if you don't finish it. There you go. Not a bad shout. You can also smash a like on other people's as well. It won't sway me, but if you see one in there that you like, smash a like on it. Korma, rice and naan, says Leo. Lorenzo wants a cheeky takeaway. Lots of good ones in there. A lot of people saying sunshine, Gary Neville. Sunshine, Gary Neville. Second half is about to start, says Pat. And United are really dull to watch, says G. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, G. I don't know about that. I think we've done all right. I think we've done all right so far. Just win the game, get the 3 points. I mean, to be honest with you, I'd take 1-0. I don't want 1-0. I want to see a performance in the second half that's very similar to the one that we've seen in the first half with a lot more goals. But we have to win. God, we have to win. I feel that the momentum is definitely with Arsenal in the top 4 race, and we need to take that momentum back. Georgie, are you under Mark's table? No, Jazz. Don't sell him. He's not, and we wouldn't tell you if he was, because you'd probably think it was something else. When are you launching United Stand underwear, says Jazz. I mean, he's followed it up with that. Just Jazz is a sex pest, basically. Right. The second half, you mentioned Ronaldo is 37 and can't play every game. He wants to score, says Arjun. Okay, ref's about to kick off here, and we are off. It's 3 a.m. here in Sydney, and I've a long work shift. The things we do for the club we love, says A-Dash. I mean, these fans that go home and away in their own time with their own money is just, that's the sort of support that you hear at every game, and it's absolutely fantastic. But, as well, we do have fans who are, absolutely superb in the way that they will get up and watch Manchester United play at ridiculous o'clock every day. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Watford have got an early corner here. They had an early corner against us before as well. Nothing's happened with it. Yeah, I mean, I always think, what's the definition of not insanity? What's the definition of mental torture? These fans who were getting up at 3:00 in the morning to watch us play under Ollie and Van Gaal at times, and even Mourinho. Some of the football we've played over the last 7 years is just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Junior, you've been blocked. You'll know why. Nice ball into Tellez. Little flip of the turn. What do I think about Wan-Bissaka? I think Wan-Bissaka's done all right. It's 5 a.m. in New Zealand, says Isaac. Look, I'm never going to not. Hey, Mark, can you say we will score, says Jonas? I'm not going to. No, I don't do stuff like that because it can get clipped. Your halftime man of the match was Matic with 46% of the vote. Then Lindelof. And then Fred and Varane got 10% each. So it's between Matic and Lindelof, and Matic got it. What's it like to watch a Man United game at home, says the Ward of Louis. And Burnley have equalised. Yes. I didn't even check the halftime scores, actually. Let's have a quick look at what's going on. So Burnley apparently have equalised. Yes, they have. It's an own goal. So 1-1 against Palace. Love to see Burnley stay up. I was messaging good luck to Dwight McNeil today, actually. Villa are beating Brighton 1-0. They're in a bad vein of form at the moment, Brighton, aren't they? They've fell off a bit. Newcastle 2-0 up against Brentford. They're probably going to lose. Forest are beating Bristol 1-0. Unlucky draw team. Hull are beating Peterborough. Derby are 0-0. Where's Reading? 1-1 at Blackpool. That's Paul Ince. Huddersfield are beating Birmingham 2-0. Barnsley are beating Middlesbrough 2-0. Any other scores to give you of interest? Plymouth are 0-0 with Rotherham. What about Sunshine, Gary Neville? Salford 0-0 with Swindon. Solihull Moors 1-1 with Southampton. Southend, a lot of draws at the moment in the football. Playing a high line would have been the perfect game for Delo, says Chiri. Yeah, I don't know what's happened with Delo. My Tottenham are 4 points behind with a game in hand, says frankly Tottenham. And Deitch is fighting back from relegation, says Jack. I want them to stay up, Burnley. I do want them to stay up. Are Spurs back in the top? Are Spurs back in the top four race? I don't know. I'd sort of forgotten about Spurs. I'd given up on them being involved in it. So Spurs have got 42 points. Oh, Pogba was in a great position there, and I don't know why he didn't shoot. Why didn't Pogba shoot there? Lovely ball by Matic. He's miles onside. I mean, it's not easy, but he's crossed it to nobody. He may as well have shot. So Spurs have got 42 points. If we win today, we'll have 49, and they'll have 2 games in hand. And they've got this. I mean, Spurs are technically still in it. I don't think they will, but they're technically still in it. We are playing such. I've done that one. And if Teddy played in the Prem at 42, I'm sure Ronaldo can, says the alien. Thanks everyone who's watching, by the way. Thanks for tuning in. United's still 0-0 against Watford here. We're only 10 subscribers away from 282,000. So please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Commentators are saying how quiet it is, says Will Davies, and Man United must win this game. Yeah, we've got great point by Chaos. Whatever we think about performance, and I do think that the back four and Matic have done well. The attackers very rarely having the attackers have very rarely been criticised this season. You've got to criticise them in this game so far. Rashford's warming up. But Rashford off the bench has worked quite well. It's Rashford starting that's been the problem. I don't mind. I like Rashford. I'd love him to come on and score. I'd love anyone to come on and score. I'd love Maguire to come on and score. Watford is getting the caught offside a lot. Is that our defensive line doing better? Or is that them just missed timing, says Red Harlow? I think it's because I think you do catch a team out offside if you're willing to play a higher line. we don't really catch teams offside a lot normally because we play a deep line. But Watford are on the attack here with a bit of a 3v3. Now we've got players back now. Ronaldo 25 times offside this season, says Karim. Oh, terrible by Fred, that. Good interception by Varane. I mean, Watford can't be as bad as they were in the first half, so they might start creating a few chances. Watford in the attack at the moment. I think that's the first save David De Gea's had to make there. Wasn't a great, didn't really connect with it, but cut back cross, and he's had to put the Netflix away, says Reza. And Foster punches it clear. And Mark, I'm a chef listening to you while smashing out Saturday service. Please call my cousin Ethan a prat, says Super Dan. Ethan, you're a prat. And Van der Beek will be playing against for Everton against Man City at R5. I don't know whether he'll start, but you can do your player ratings in the second half as well. Also, if I do pick you out for your Saturday night takeaway from Instagram, links in the chat, I want you to take a picture of your order when you get it and put it on your story and I'll share it. Lindelof, I mean, looking at the bench, I'm having Crystal Palace flashbacks, says Jameson Gray. Pogba in the box here. Just pass it, Pogba, for fuck's sake. Why didn't he lay that off to Fred? 6 is average ratings, yeah. I mean, Matic's passing in this second half has started to change. I don't know whether anyone has noticed that. His passing's gone a bit off in the last 5 minutes. I wonder how long Matic will be able to last. Bruno shooting from distance straight into the Watford player. I mean, Sancho's got to come on. Regardless of the score, Sancho's got to come on anyway. But when the game's like this, he's got to come on. That's a better pass by Matic. That ball to Telles was very good by Matic, yeah. Matic is playing superb. Says people talking about a penalty here. Ericsson, a lot of people saying, oh, Ericsson's coming on for Brentford. Is Garnacho ready for the first 11 action yet? Says Hugh Kavanagh. I don't think so. Pogba's playing way too complicated, just past the ball. He's been frustrating today, says Jameson Gray. It's not a penalty. Matic rolling back the years. A lot of people talking about a penalty again. Couldn't score in a Bothell. And Alanga's just missed a big chance as well. A Team full of Timos, says Illuminati. Kenny, sorry, you're into a timeout. Mark, you ready to join the Ronaldo cult out? Yeah, I'll keep a space reserved. I'm not Ronaldo out. That's just bloody stupid. Miss aside, Alanga's exciting to watch, says James Grin. Updates on all the other scores at the moment. 1-1 Burnley. Villa winning 1-0 against Brighton. Derby 0-0 with Luton. This has got 1-0 to United written all over it. Oh, what have we got? We've still got half an hour to go in this game. No worries. I've just sent you a message as well. Just let me know about that one. Pardon? Oh, yeah. Do you think this could be the starting lineup if the team were win or change, says the regular lineup? I mean, the thing is, this could be the starting lineup, Master, but they've got to win these type of games. That's the problem. Oh, it's all right. I've got it now. It's back. I just know when I do mine, I can turn off the audio desktop. But yeah. 7 missed chances. Can someone finish? Says Nick. And Mark, regardless of cost, who's your first choice CDM signing for the summer? That's a tough one. I think everyone's a risk. I think the risk with Rice is the price and the fact that he wants to go to Chelsea. The risk with a Tchouaméni is that, will he adapt, or a Polino? What happened with Guire's brother? What I missed is Jameson Gray. Nothing, unless he's tweeted me again. Watford are on the attack here at the moment. You know what though? I'm not saying this is going to happen, but the trouble with these sort of games are that the first half's really good, but it's 0-0. United, as we know, good turn here. They're into the box. Watch out. Watford on the attack. He does well. Good tackle, Wan-Bissaka. De Gea goes for it. United clear it. It starts to play on your head a little bit. Shot over the bar. It starts to play on your head a little bit that Garner's scored apparently for Forest. I don't know whether that's true, but it starts to play on your head a little bit that you're 0-0 for all your hard work. You're 0-0, and then Watford start to think, "Ooh, maybe it's going to be our day." So the longer this is 0-0, the more it could become problematic. But I think we just got to keep going. We're attacking the trend. I forget. I don't think there's ever a game where United aren't attacking the Stretford end in the second half anyway. But I said in the first half, we don't score by the 45th, we're not winning, says ABHC. There's plenty of time left yet. Bruno, still Bruno, Ronaldo. Oh, the fucking hell. Surely he's got to score that one as well. Ronaldo's furious. Everybody's missing. I don't know what happens here. I don't know why Ronaldo just doesn't put it into the bottom corner. Good play by Bruno. Puts the cross in. Oh, Ronaldo, it's sort of behind him a little bit. UK Paul says we're missing Scott McTominay. Sancho's coming on for Fred, I think. Fred slows our game down. It's frustrating. The pace is fast until it gets to Fred. I can see him being a first team. I can't see him being a first team player next season. Sancho for Fred, more attacking. And Mark, do you think Elanga has basically stolen Greenwood's spot in the team? Says A. Well, look, we can't talk. I don't think anybody's got the appetite to talk about Greenwood as a footballer at the moment, anyway. So I'm not really going to dwell on that. But what I would say is that Elanga's taken the spot for me of Rashford, and on form, he deserves it. Rashford's been so frustrating for so long. He's got to turn that ship around himself. Half an hour to go. Plenty of time to go. Plenty of time to go. The only game in the Premier League without a goal, yes. Forest are 2-0 up against Bristol, and it was Garner who got the goal. There you go. Blackpool and Reading are 1-1. Derby are 0-0 in the relegation scrap. Sunshine, Gary Neville. It's not sunshine, Gary. It's raining. It's 1-0 Swindon against Salford. Oh, Gary. That's terrible, Gary. Matic is still going, yeah. Well, he's probably got the energy to go for 90 minutes because it's been quite a walk in the park for Matic, really. He's probably going to get man of the match. I'm telling you now, Mark, Matic is the future. If he was 21, he'd have years ahead of him. So why is he not playing? Ronaldo leaps, gets a header on target, but couldn't get any power on that. I'm going to watch the rugby after this, Shiram, so I won't be watching. I'll keep an eye on Everton Man City, but I'm not doing a watch along. Nathan says Wan-Bissaka's had a good game. I've seen Tellez getting a bit of stick in the chat. I don't know what that's all about. What's that all about then? What we saying about that? Defence has had this on lockdown, really. Watford have done absolutely nothing. I mean, they're shooting from distance there. It's an easy catch for David De Gea. Thoughts on the Spurs game? Well, maybe we should have battered Leeds. So we've gone to a midfield three, of course. Matic means that Pogba goes into the midfield with Bruno, Sancho on the left, Elanga on the right. United have got a corner here. Watford will bring it away. I'm just a little bit worried that Watford will just grow in confidence. They've got a bit of a break on here. Mark says that Tellez has been awful. I don't see Watford winning this. I don't think it's been that sort of a game. I mean, you never know, but wake me up at full time, says Dean. Natiz, thank you very much for subscribing. Thanks, Vandy Candy. Don't worry. The fake scorers are getting blocked. Tellez has been decent, says Louis. I think Tellez has been all right. Yeah, I think he's been all right. Thanks for the super chat from Kieran Henderson. Do you think we deserve top 4? I don't think we've deserved top 4 all season, mate. I mean, if we can get top 4, great. But apparently it's 2-1 to Burnley. That's a big goal. That's a very big goal for Burnley if they've done that. What a run they do. What? How many wins in a row would that be for Burnley? 3. Sean Dyche, I'm back. I've told you. Anybody. Good cross. Oh, Foster jumps onto it. How did that not go in? I think Ronaldo sees it late. Pogba leaps like a salmon. And he doesn't get on the end of it. And then I think Ronaldo gets on the end of it. And doesn't connect with it properly. And he can't believe it. It hits Ronaldo in the stomach because he thinks Pogba's going to get the header. Dyche hasn't scored, by the way. I don't think Burnley have scored. I think it was a fake. Sorry if you're a Burnley fan watching. You haven't scored. It's actually Blackpool who scored against Paul Ince's Reading. There we go. I think the graveyard shift excuse goes out the window today. Finishing has been dreadful. Oh yeah, 100%, Jameson. I'll call a game how you see it. I think it is a graveyard shift for United, but not today. It's not been like that today. We've had more than enough chances to win this game today. But going back to the do we deserve top 4? I mean, we're playing Watford at home. Like Everton would expect to beat Watford at home. Southampton would expect to beat Watford at home. You've got to, this is not about top 4. This is not about mid-table. This is about Watford at home. They're a relegation side. We've got to be winning this game. And if we don't win this game, we're in big trouble. But as of right here, right now, we don't deserve top 4 anyway this season. Thursday night football, remember that, says Frank Byrne. Shots on target's not been that very good anyway, I don't think. If he brings Rashford on, he's going to have to take off Bruno or Pogba, the Elanga, won't it? I don't think he'll take Ronaldo off for Rashford because it's the link-up play, isn't it? You might not think Ronaldo's had a good game, but Rashford hasn't got the link-up play or the physicality. It's not as simple as just sticking on. I think if Cavani was on the bench, he would do it. But Rashford as a number 9, he might be worse. Sancho. Pogba in the box. Bouncing around. I mean, Pogba's not played 90 minutes at all this season, I don't think. I think he normally does come off, so maybe Pogba would go off, but I don't know whether you'd put Rashford in the midfield. Jay, you blocked, mate. I know you're trying to put it in there, but it just says, Jay, you're hidden by United stand. So whatever you're trying to say, you're not going to get said. Just to let you know. Subs, Ralph, sub. What do you do? He has in the past taken off McTominay for an attacker, so he could take Matic off for Rashford and go for it. I think he probably will. I think that's a good call. As Malaviar says, Matic off for Rashford. He probably could look at doing that. We're getting to the point where we'll be doing player ratings, by the way. I'm going to do the Saturday night takeaway in a minute as well. Oh, he's bringing Shaw and Rashford on. He's doing the double substitution. Shaw and Rashford on. Well, it'll be Tellez. Has Tellez done enough to take that spot off Shaw? Probably not. Interesting to see who he brings on for for Rashford. To such a positive start, it's very disappointing, says Sander. Yeah, we've done this a lot this season, hasn't we? Middlesbrough in the cup never should have gone out based on the first 45 minutes. Burnley never should have drawn based on the first 45 minutes. Yeah, this should not, I'm not saying we're going to draw. I still think there's 20 minutes to go. There's plenty of time to win it. But if we did manage to draw this game somehow, then I think that Ranić would be saying, I don't know how we've drawn that game. But it gets to a point when you can't keep saying that. Why do we keep drawing games that we should be winning? We've had the same shots on target as Watford, says Unknown. I mean, Watford have been big shout out to our defence. Sleep Tight says I'm depressed because of our team. But big shout out to defence because Watford have... I mean, David De Gea, he's had nothing to do. If Ronaldo stays this bad, he might be forced to stay, says Myron. What top club would pay him 500k a week? He just headed it over the bar. Right, let's see who the subs are going to be now. Would he take Ronaldo off for Rashford? I don't think you can take Ronaldo off because if you get the right cross in the last minute, he'll score. De Gea is chilling, says player one. Cavani would be nice to throw on, says Darcy B. So these are the subs. Tellez for sure, which we knew would happen. And Matic can't play 90 minutes, so it's Matic. Ralph's going for it again. Can Rashi get a goal from the bench? Anybody get a goal from the bench? $20 minutes to go. Links in the video description for the player ratings, by the way. You can certainly do Matic. He's off now. So if you want to start with your player ratings, links in the video description. Mark every player out of 10. 6 being the average for that. Star next to your man of the match. 20 minutes to go. I told you, you just can't. You cannot. I don't know why any Man United fan would ever predict a game that we're going to win 3 or 4-0. It's just not logical this season to do that. We're just not capable of doing it at the moment. Pogba's going to have to play 90 minutes, which is interesting because he doesn't normally play 90 minutes. Or hasn't been. Maybe he's just building up his match fitness. Good that Alanga's stayed on. Plays it off to Shaw. Cross in, headed wide. Thanks everyone who's tuned in, by the way. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Remember, we'll have the match reaction after this. I'm really getting to that point now where I'm hoping this match reaction is just going to be a late goal. Donny is playing for Everton, by the way. I can give you the team news if you're interested in that. Obviously, it's Man City against Everton at Goodison Park. Pickford, Coleman, Holgate, Keane, Kinney, Allen and Decore, Iwobi, Van der Beek, Gordon, and then Richarlison. I don't think Calvert-Lewin's actually fit for Everton because he's not even on the bench. So Donny playing in a sort of number 10 position in that game. He had been playing in the midfield too. He will now be playing. Well, he'll still be doing a lot of defensive work in a game like that. Derby are losing 1-0 to Luton. Big goals. Big goals. Still 15 minutes to go. Ralph would say, keep doing, don't panic. Keep doing the things you're doing. People are saying goodbye top four in the chat. Mate, Arsenal were losing 1-0 at this stage to Wolves and they won 2-1 the other day. This cannot be a 0-0 game. Wan-Bissaka's been decent. Anthony Drayton, thanks for joining the members club. Don't panic. Don't panic. Goal kick. Don't stop believing. Someone said it in the chat and it just made me want to sing. Mark, why isn't 5 the average? Nicker, I've got no idea. All my life, player ratings, 6 has been average. I don't know. Somebody with a brain, I'm sure we've discussed it before. Why is it when you're marking players out of 10, 6 is the average? I don't know. You know why I think 6 is average? Because average is not a bad thing. So I think 6 is average because 5 is halfway. So I think it's sort of like saying an average performance is not terrible. It's just you've performed average. And I think that's why 6 is average, actually. Because if you said 5, that means half. You're neither good or bad. Whereas average is better than good or bad, isn't it? So I think 6. Below average would be, 5. Good running by Elanga here. Unlucky with the cross. If Sancho's going to play off the left, though, I do think we need a right winger. Also, you can give someone a 0 rating, so 6 would be in the middle. That's a good point there. Go on, Shaw. That's a perfect chance to whip across into the back post. Oh, it's gone too far. Well, a free kick to United. Elanga's just been fouled here. It was a crap cross by Luke Shaw again. Too much height on it. We can't draw this game. I don't want to put panic on this thing, but we cannot draw this game. Can't draw the game. Got to win the game. I don't care how we. Well, at this point, it doesn't matter how we win it, does it? But we cannot draw this game. There's 3 games at home that we have to get 9 points in. United says ready. Get behind the team. Come on, 10 minutes to go. We've got to win. Got to win it because we've got Brentford, Norwich, and Watford at home, and they've got to be 9 points. They've got to be 9 points. Bruno puts in a cross. It's neither a shot nor a cross. It's a shit cross. It wasn't Bruno who put the cross in. It was Luke Shaw. Crap. Watford making a sub. Our crossing is just terrible, isn't it? I'm not even thinking about City. I've seen people saying, can't believe City are going to absolutely smash you. Well, that's a Manchester derby. That'll take care of itself. Reason 6 is average. 1 + 2 + 3 + 4 + 9. 5.5, and you always round up. It is 0.5, so 6 is average after rounding up, says Cammy. There you go. Sancho's been quiet since he came on. Not really got him on the ball. You know why we're drawing this game? Do you know why we're drawing this game? Because Bruno missed 2 bloody sitters in the first 20 minutes. If he scores one of them, the game changes. I said this about 20 minutes ago. The problem is the first half performance was really good. We just didn't score the goals we should have done. And then what happens is you go in at half time, you're 0-0. You come out in the second half, 10 minutes, still 0-0. It starts to play on your mind. The crowd start to get agitated. You start to get agitated. And suddenly a good performance that should have been a really good win turns into a panicky last 10 minutes where actually you could end up bloody drawing it. And that's the situation we put ourselves into because we've not, it's a rarity, but United's defence has played really good and our attack has let us down. And that is what's happening here. Seen it time and time again. If you're old school and you've watched lots and lots of games, these games can drift into a 0-0. But having said that, we've seen these sort of games before where we go and get a late goal, and we've done it a few times this season. Atalanta, Villarreal. We're attacking the Stretford end. It needs to roar. Mark Holder, thanks for the super chat. What score, says Nash. Defence has played really well today. I'm not going to have them attached to this. I mean, David De Gea could have had the weekend off. Bruno's going to shoot from distance again. Bruno's going to get a terrible, terrible score, isn't he, in the player ratings? Watford are on the break here with 2v2. United are fine. United are fine. Defensively, we've worked hard to get back every day, every attack. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner to do it. Pogba's getting tired. I don't think Pogba looks like he can't play 90 minutes, to be honest. He's just pinged a lovely ball out to Sancho. Oh, why didn't Rashford hit it? Why did Rashford run past that cross from Sancho? Did he try to shoot or was it a dummy? He's like dead centre. Why did he just not hit it? I think he left it. I think he must have maybe had a shout. I don't think a striker running onto that there. I don't know. He must have maybe had a shout. I don't know. Alanga's got 10 lungs. What an engine. Still pressing and running after every play, says Jameson. Well, he's got the right attitude, hasn't he? Lovely run by Alanga. Watford. Watford on the attack here. Oh, good chance. Good, bad pass. Good pass if you're a United fan. Right. What do we got left? 5 fucking minutes. Where's that 10 minutes gone? It's opened up a little bit here. Nice ball into Ronaldo. Don't shoot. Cuts inside. Tackled. Ronaldo is below average today, says Kaloy. I mean, this game for me is a prime example of why you need Cavani. A tweet out about Cavani, and I think you'll probably agree that it's spot on. We desperately could have done with bringing Cavani on today. I'm disgusted by this, to be honest. I'm disgusted that this game is 0-0. It just doesn't make any sense. Nice ball into Rashford. No, he's miscontrolled it. Thanks for the super chat. Ronaldo's done at this level. We will do well to offload him in the summer, says Aha. People are panicking in the chat now. Good run by Sancho down the left-hand side. Loses the ball. I think the panic is that we spoke about is now just starting to hit home. Links in the chat for your player ratings, by the way. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Just realised I thought we'd be sat with a comfortable win and I'd be able to pick out the Saturday night takeaway winner. Unfortunately, we're in a very high stress situation here, but I do have to pick a winner for this Saturday night takeaway on my Instagram. Make sure you give me a follow. I'm going to go through it while we're watching the last few minutes here. This is a disgusting draw, you know. Absolutely disgusting draw. I'm fuming. Absolutely fuming. Fucking joke. Yeah, well, Draughty just said this will be top 4 for Arsenal if we draw. Winner of our Saturday night takeaway is Ellie Neal. She says, or he says, could be a he, could be a she, Hawaiian pizza, cheese stuffed crust, cheesy chips, chicken wings, and a bottle of Pepsi. I tell you what, that's hit the spot for me, Ellie. I'll be dropping you a message once I've done my match reaction to sort that out. So well done. You've won the Saturday night takeaway. Shot over the box by Sancho, who has looked good, but I'm Swedish and I'm so proud of Alanga and Lindelof performing the greatest club in the world. We as Swedes have a bright future ahead. Post Latan, says Eric. Mark, my boss just told me off for listening to you while he's at work. He's in the Canary Islands Spiling. Can you call him a James Blunt? Shout out the Black Horse Pub. Cheers, mate. Keep up the good work, says Super Dan. This is a joke, an absolute joke. 3 minutes added on. How have we fucking drawn this game? You can't drop points in a game like this. I'm hoping Arsenal are going to drop some points at some point, but we're just handing it on a plate. You can't be 2 points ahead of Arsenal when they've got 3 games in hand. You just can't do that. And we've got to go to the Emirates. And we've got Man City next week. 0-0. It's a shambles. It's an absolute shambles. Never don't expect it, but come on. This has not been that sort of a performance. That's the thing that's pissed me off the most. It's not been that type of a performance. Defensively, we've been rock solid. We've played really well defensively. Rashford. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average on the player ratings. Cross comes in. That's another crap cross from Luke Shaw. Elanga, that'll get cleared. We're in a bloody mess. I told you things are going to get worse before they get better for this club. Whether we can find a late winner here or not, the future's not bright and it's not orange. Sancho. Rashford. Pass it. Sancho. Bruno. Pogba. Bruno with the cross. There's only a minute left here, everyone. Okay, mate, yeah. You know, I just saw somebody in the chat, and I'm going to have to react to it because I'm very pissed off. They just said, and you wanted Maguire dropped. Shut up and piss off. How the hell would Harry Maguire change this result? We haven't conceded a bloody goal. The reason we haven't won this game is because Bruno missed 2 absolute sitters in the first half. That's why we bloody lost it. Oh, I suppose we missed McTominay as well, even though Matic is probably man of the match. And that's the final whistle. Manchester United lose the... Well, we may as well say fucking lose. I mean, that is just a disgrace. An absolute fucking disgrace. I just... Forget top 4. Bloody idiots. Absolute idiots. Useless. Bunch of brats. This club is in huge trouble. Right. Well, look, there's no point in me talking about it on here. I'm going to go straight on to the match reaction. Links in the video. Well, you'll get pushed over there. Links in the video description for player ratings. I think I need a minute just to take that in, and then we'll hit it back with the match reaction. Bloody ridiculous. I'll see you on the match reaction.